the screen. I'm not on the screen. Hey, folks, what's up? I know it's just me right now, probably, which is fine. How's everybody doing? I'm doing fine. A little tired. Been a busy day. Got a lot to do. Tomorrow's going to be even busier. Other than that, yeah. Let me see what's going on. I see Area 51 was here, giving me a hard time. That's fine. Other than that, I hope everybody's having a good night. Those who kind of watch the beginning of the replay, if anybody does, I appreciate you doing that. It's really nice of you. I did go see Superman. I'll probably talk about that if somebody else comes in. I want to talk a little bit about paranormal. And other than that, hey, what's up? I'm talking to myself, so is nobody going to come? That's all right. Nobody's going to say hi. That's fine. That's my lingo tonight. That's fine. I'm pretty carefree. I don't care. Now, I do care. I care about everybody and everyone. I do. But other than that, I'm just hanging tight, going with the flow. Weather's not bad. It was a little cooler today, but yes, crap. Air quality was crapola. I'm running around to get stuff done. Made a quick video for Superman. Nothing special. I'm no critic, so I don't expect a whole lot. So, other than that, I didn't realize. Am I live? Am I? Yeah, okay. Usually somebody says hello by now. Find that interesting. That's all good. Everybody having. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. She didn't stream Friday, and I was going to stream Saturday, but I got Hornets, so I didn't stream Saturday because the got me all over my ankle pretty good. I was pretty swollen up. It's just now starting to feel normal again. Man, it was a pain in the butt, and I'm trying to get stuff done. And then we went and saw Superman last night, and that was kind of interesting. It was hard to get comfortable. But that place was packed. They said they had 400 people in that place. I believe it. It didn't look big when you walked in, but I mean, it's real steep and it goes down. Felt bad for my dad. I didn't know they had an elevator. Well, I saw an elevator, but I figured it was an employee elevator. You know, moving up movies up and down, all that crap. And we go in, I look at the steps, and I'm like, oh no, because we usually go to a different theater. But the early access tickets, screening tickets, were at a different a theater, which is an older theater, way old. We used to go there all the time. And then it closed down, and then they reopened it. It closed down right after the coup. But that's the only place that had it in IMAX for the early screening. So we went. I got in there. Poor Pop looked at those stairs, and I went, I'm so sorry, Pop. So we slowly made it up all the way to the top because we had seats right underneath the projector and the projector hole. Because I like to see IMAX. I want to sit back and to get the whole. I kind of felt bad for the people that just got stuck at the bottom. But I guess it's a good view wherever you sit. So anyways, and then it just filled up. And Dad's like, holy cow. And I'm like, I know. He goes, how am I going to get out of here? Because we were blocked off by a railing. So we couldn't, get up and just go down. Anyways, on our way up, I should explain this. On our way up the stairs, a guy goes, man, there's an elevator. And I'm like, no, I saw the elevator. I thought it was an employee elevator. He says, no. And he goes, no, you could use it. And I'm going, serious? And I go, and Dad's like, I'm too far up to turn around now. And the guy goes, bless your heart. And he's telling us, when you get done, just go down a couple rows and cut across and go to the door over there and go out the door. There's the restrooms and everything. And there's the elevator. And they go down and make a left and go down the hall. And there's the elevator. Just take it down. And I said, thank you. And he goes, I'll, make sure he goes, I make sure somebody will find, be at the door for you so they see it. Okay. We didn't think nothing of it. And we get up there and it's got comfortable finally. Poor guy. I felt so bad. He was so tired. His legs were so wobbly. And movie starts. It didn't even really have any commercial. It had one commercial and then a special thank you for showing up for the early access with, Gunn and the main cast. We get through the movie. He enjoyed it. It's been like I said, in a lot of my stuff, it's like 20 years since he's been in a theater, if longer than that, possibly. And he's never been to an IMAX. And he had a big old smile at the end of the movie. And he goes, now we got to leave. He goes, and I kind of giggled. And I said, we'll make it. He goes, and he thought he was going to cut across. And I'm like, Dad, no, we got to go down a couple aisles, 2 aisles, because the railing screws everything up. So we go down, we get him across. And the guy that told us about the elevator is standing at the door with a wheelchair. And super nice guy. He goes, I'm the manager. He goes, let me take care of you. Because I'm glad. He goes, you are our oldest patron tonight. Because I told him when we come upstairs, he was 92 years old. I goes, give him a minute. And actually, a couple of people started to stand up. He goes, no, he's got, older guys. But anyways, as we're wheeling down, he tells us, hey, I had 400 people in this place tonight. I'm like, there was 400 people. I mean, it got hot in there. I mean, I don't care how hard you crank that air conditioner, it was going to get hot. And it was well behaved. It was a good movie. I was really impressed. Dad loved it. Did kind of remind us of the animated series and the Silver Age comics put together. I've heard a couple people say that, and I have to agree. That's basically what it was like. Good. I mean, there was some cussing at the end. Supergirl is great. I won't say any more about that. But it was a joyride. I mean, I actually enjoyed it. Like I said, they tried to cram so much in it. But it didn't seem to matter because you don't even get the origin story, which is nice. You get right into the movie. And it's like, it actually counts down every 3 years to the 3-minute mark. And it's really good. I mean, I was shocked. I went in not expecting a whole lot. There was a lot of oof. And I'm not, Jane Gunn makes great movies sometimes. But I've seen them all. I don't hate on him on the movies. But as for other things, kind of come and go. Anyways, I enjoyed it. It was kind of nice. It felt like a family movie, a little aimed at the like 12 to 16-year-olds. But other than this, there was a little bit of language in it. But I would say it was a family movie. Nothing you don't hear on the streets. So yeah. The only problem with me being in a crowd like that, now the paranormal part, is it's rough. I was so happy when the lights went out. And even after the lights went out, I could see stuff, and it was, not a whole lot of people, which really shocked me. And everybody was so polite and nice to each other. You could tell there was a bunch of streamers there and stuff because they were all talking across the screen to each other and stuff like, hey, and it was pretty wild. But back to now that I got 3 people in here, 2 other people in here, and now that I'm done rambling about the movie, I just enjoyed myself. It's been a while since I went. Well, I go to movies a lot by myself sometimes, but it was nice to take Pop to that. It felt good, and I figured an early screening it might be, maybe half a theater. Hey, Chris, I figured there was like a half, maybe a half a theater. Man, that place was packed, and I'm telling you, now even the manager, because the guy was even nice enough, not only really to the elevator. He went down with us and wheeled him all the way to the car, which was impressive. When we were parked right out front. I mean, literally right out front. So it was really nice of him. But it was just nice to see Pop smile. He just never seen a screen that big, and he was just overtaken. He was like, holy crap. It was good. But yeah, sitting in that theater, and then when the lights came on and watch people leave that didn't stay, and even the little pre-credits after credits stuff. I won't say anything. It's still cute and little giggles. We're sitting there. I'm just watching people leave, and I was impressed that I didn't see as much as I thought that. There was a couple people that definitely had attachments hanging on their backs. One had a little girl had something small falling. So I'm wondering if they're experiencing anything. Yeah, Superman. Yeah, I went last night, dude. We had early access tickets. I took Pop and my son. It was nice because he actually paid for the snacks, and Pop didn't want anything. I knew why, but he didn't want anything because if he had to go to the bathroom, it would have been a nightmare. Even though it had been across, we would have had to go across all those poor people in the middle of the movie. He didn't want to do that, so we didn't expect it to be that full. But man, it was packed. Hey, Andrew, what's up? I don't know if he's still in here or not. He came in, made his joke, and disappeared. All the reviews I've seen say it. I don't know, dude. That's a lot of pre-stuff. I actually enjoyed it. So, I mean, no, it's not a great movie. Yeah, I'd probably watch it again on a day that I wasn't doing nothing, and thought, okay, let's watch something. It had some good giggles in it, and it was bad. It was not bad. Like I said, it was like watching a cross between Silver Age comic books and Superman the Animated Series without the buff Luthor Lex, without the buff Lex. Said it was too campy. The only problem I had was they tried to put a lot in it. So I'm no critic. So my view, I mean, I like a good popcorn movie. This to me was actually an excellent popcorn movie. They tried to cram some stuff in it and kind of left some stuff, but they did that for a reason. You can see that they're going to do certain things. That is obvious. The Justice Gang, which is in the Justice League building, I won't say anymore. The movie version of Smallville, maybe it's actually that's not a bad comparison because actually Smallville got actually better as it went. I mean, it had its slow points, but they all do when they run that long. I liked Smallville. I mean, yeah, it could have been better, but what do you expect for TV? I mean, it's like that new Superman. Everybody didn't like it at first, and then everybody's telling me you should be watching that. But on the Superman series. Anyways, no, I liked it. But see, I'm easy. I mean, you'll know if I hate a movie because I'll always say that sucked. But it wasn't bad. I mean, he enjoyed it. Pop totally enjoyed it. He liked the idea that they showed a younger Clark and Superman, kind of brought him down to like his 20s, 30s. So yeah, I mean, some people will like it, some people probably won't like it. Like I said, it was a good take. I went in I don't look for the politics, I don't look for all that crap. I just go in to enjoy myself. It was nice to see him battle, even though that scene could have been longer. But I think they were just trying to introduce things and what they were going to do. I mean, it was neat. They actually had big creatures in there and stuff, but it was cool. I mean, and for 2 hours and 9 minutes, it went by fast. I'm going to wait for, that's fine. Fantastic Four, I heard, was real crappy. So, I did not go into Superman expecting a whole lot. Giles knew that. Pop knew that. I wasn't expecting anything. But I left with a smile. I was pleasantly surprised that it was as good as it was. And it kind of appealed to like the family. But, the true comic book fan probably get a little picky with it. I did a little bit at the beginning. But once I sat down and started enjoying it, it was not a bad movie. I mean, I think it's going to make money. It will definitely make money. And there'll definitely be more. I can guarantee it. A couple of the guys I watch, actually 4 of the guys I like, they all seem to like it. No, it wasn't a great movie. No, it's nothing to write home about, but it was enjoyable. And I love a good popcorn. Yeah, Crypto actually steals the show. the movie too. He kind of steals the movie. The big crypto popcorn bowls they had, or they actually had a couple. Now the theater we were at, I've seen several online, a couple different ones. The one Giles got was, I should have grabbed it from him. He would have brought it down, but he's in bed now. He's got to be up early. Was like the Superman chest and this down just below his belt, and it had a lid on it. And then I got a cup. Pretty cool. It lights up. That was cool. He bought it. So I'll take a cup. I wasn't gonna. This crap ain't cheap. That's the thing. I was kind of bummed with him. I told him I'd go half. But yeah, I've seen the crypto bowl. There's a crypto bowl one. That's a popcorn bowl. And then there was like that one that had a Superman S chest, and you could see his belt, and it's just that all wrapped up with a red cap. It actually had a lid for it, which was nice. I mean, they're doing this with all the movies now. Get you to come into the theaters, or you can buy them online. I think they're a little more expensive online. But the thing is, man, they fill his popcorn up. The popcorn came with it, and they had that thing packed. You couldn't even put the lid on. How you doing, Andrew? Are you doing pretty good? Actually, the Jurassic World movie across the hall from us looked like it had a pretty good crowd. I heard kind of mixed opinions about that. I do kind of want to see it on the big three. I don't care if I see it on IMAX. I'll probably go see it in the theater for sure. Now that it's kind of chilled out, I wanted to see Superman first. Yeah, it came out last Friday. Yeah, actually, it had a pretty good crowd in it Tuesday night. I was shocked. I saw it Sunday. What did you think of it, Chris? Was it all right? We're talking movies tonight, I guess. But that's what this is about. We're just chilling. 1 second, I'm going to clear my throat while you answer, Chris. I've heard different opinions of Jurassic Park. I'll see it just because I want to see the monsters, the dinosaurs. It was okay. There we go. Yeah, I figured, it's pretty much what I heard from most of the regular fans. I'm not a diehard fan when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I am a Predator guy, and I like my alien movies. I'm a sci-fi guy, and I like a good movie. And I like my monster movies. When it comes to monster movies, though, I like monster movies. I want to see creepy crawly things, and I want to see big creepy crawly things fighting each other. That's what I grew up on. That's who I am. And if I'm going to see a comic book movie, I want to see a comic book movie. Let's not, screw with it too much. A lot of people want to go and see the pages come to life, not BS. And there was a little BS in this movie, but nothing I'd complain about. I mean, it was really, actually, I kind of laughed. Jimmy Olsen kind of caught me off guard. I mean, they kind of made him kind of this little cool, like, what are you doing with all these women, guy? My brother bought the crypto bowl, popcorn bowl. It's almost 2 feet tall. Yeah, his popcorn bucket was like that. I mean, it was like this big. I mean, it was big. I mean, so yeah. Is it an actual like? So I saw one that looked like a dog dish. Is that what it looks like, or is it him, or what? That'd be crazy if it was him. Because I've seen so many. There was the Superman one, like he got the crypto bowl. I saw. There was another one too. Oh, it looked like Lex Luthor's head where you could open the head up. But I think that was a fake. I'll show you. Oh, do you have it? I'll send me. Yeah, put the link in there. I'll show you. Go look at it. But yeah, and I've had a couple of people tell me at the theater, oh, they've seen different ones. Everybody was grabbing those little posters, and I was like, I got enough on my wall. I think they played it up big, but see, it got a lot of crap before it even the early screenings came out where they had, the critics and stuff come in. And I'll be honest, I was surprised. I enjoyed it. It was a good popcorn. I giggled. It had its good moments. It had a good. The fight scenes could have been a little longer, but I think what they were trying to do was just get it rolling. But like I said, it was 2 hours and 9 minutes, and it did not feel like 2 hours, which really sucked because it did fly. That went fast. I said the only thing that took time was the credit, waiting for the credit post credits. Okay, I'm gonna go check this out. Oh wow! Ooh! Oh man, he would have died if he saw that. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Oh, he definitely bought that. They wanted $62 for it. I think his was like $30, $35. And they told him he can come back and get food refills on the popcorn, so he can bring it in and get refills. That's kind of cool. Does it move too? No, does it? No, it doesn't. Hand washing. Okay. $62. Now let me post it for those who want to see. See if I can do that. I'll probably get in trouble. I shouldn't get in trouble for that. There we go. Sure. Let me flip back. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, let me go over here and move it around. Yeah. You got two different scenes. That's kind of neat. That's pretty cool. Let me go back to small me. Oh, I'm taking the whole picture. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I'm sure I would have looked. He goes and shows me all the new popcorn bowls they have out. Between him and John Flickinger, he likes to buy those things too. I think he's collecting them now too. The Galactus head, yeah, coming out will be 2 feet tall. Yeah, I think he's already got one. I think he got it at premiere or something. I believe he has it sitting in the background of his in one of his videos, in one of his live streams. It's sitting in his background because he said something about the eyes glowed and everything. I think what they do is they release them in the theater first, then they put them up for sale. But I understand this. They must be really pushing Superman if they put them out early on the market. I didn't see the Superman bowl. Is the Superman chest on there? I wonder if that's will be show up later. Yeah, I'll have to take a picture of it and post it. I'll post it on Facebook. I just didn't want to go buggy. Nothing. It's like I said, we're all running around trying to get stuff caught up. But yeah, I liked it. And those popcorn bowls, they're cool, but man, they're pricey. It's not being really. Oh, nope. He's got one, dude. Go look at his site. His name's John Flickinger. Go look at his. In fact, I think he even is holding it. It's big. It's huge. Yeah. Wish I could let me find it. Yeah, he has one. I've seen the video. I guess some sites may not be getting them until certain dates, but I know he has one. I've seen it. But yeah, John. Yeah, because he actually lived here for a short time. He's been moving around all over the place, but yeah, he's been around for a while. Let me see if I can find it. Check his shorts. I think he shows it off in his short. Here's the Batman light. One second. I'm looking for it because I know he has. I've seen him holding it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just showed a picture of it, which is possible. And I just thought he had it because it was a while ago. Not that long ago. Yeah, right here. Let me send you the link. Make sure this is where he has it. There you go. Yeah, he got. Well, wait. Wait before I post it. Yeah, I think he's just showing pictures of it. I don't think he actually got it. Nope. Yeah, you're right. He's just showing pictures of it. I thought he had it actually. Nope, he's talking about it. Yep, showing previews of it. Yep, you're right. You're right. My bad mistake. Hey, I'm ready. I'm good to be corrected. I'm all cool with that. I swear I thought he had it in his hand. I know I saw him in a video showing it off. So Lee was just showing pictures and talking about the release date. So yeah, you're cool. Yeah, they didn't see the movie. Yeah, I know he had seen the movie. And maybe he saw it and then they told him about because he actually shows an ad for the Galactus head. So yeah, he didn't have it yet. I'm sure he does now though. Or will when it comes out. Or when it releases, whenever it releases. Yeah. My misunderstanding. I know I saw it on his channel. I'm like, wait a minute. I know I've seen that. It's not it. Nope. I guess not yet. But I know he was advertising it. I guess he would. I thought he had actually saw it, had it in his hand, but I must have remembered the video wrong. I stand corrected, which is cool. All good. Thank you, Chris. That's all right. I don't mind. It's good to be corrected. That was definitely corrected. Yeah, I have no problem. Thank you. I'm glad I went back and looked because then I would have looked like a dumbass. Pardon my. So how's everybody? Did everybody have a good weekend? Those who watching, did you guys have a good weekend? Did you enjoy your 4th? What'd you do? I kind of hung out. I worked, fiddled around. I collect the Marvel buckets and figures. Yeah, you're like my son. He's a Marvel guy. I'm a DC guy. Actually, I like them both. I just like more DC characters than I do Marvel characters. And that was a lot of that was my dad's influence. He was a big Batman guy. He liked his cowboy cartoon, comics and stuff like that. And he's kind of stuck with me, So, and I always dug Batman anyways. And just went into DC after that. And then I kind of stumbled in. Well, actually, I was reading Marvel too. I was an Iron Man guy. And I like Doctor Strange and Nick Fury, Iron Fist, Thor. But I wasn't like a heavy collector of Marvel more than I was DC. A lot of my dad's stuff was DC stuff. And some of the other brands are no longer with us. Not really bad. Had to cancel my 4th plans. Was stuck at home all weekend. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, basically I was too. I mean, we took off for a little bit and drove around Saturday, but it was so dang hot. Bless his heart. He was just, I wanted to take him somewhere. He was like, well, let's drive around. So we drove around, looked for garage sales, but it was so hot. A lot of them just closed because nobody was coming out. And I told that everybody's hanging out. The pools are in the air conditioning. It's awful out there. It was awful. It still is. It's muggy as crap. Probably just as muggy down there as it is here. Even for being a low, 70s now? Yeah, it's 77 here, and it's still muggy as crap. You walk out there, it's like, you feel the moisture just being sucked out there. And the air quality sucks. 75 there. Yeah, I figured you might be a little cooler. You guys got all the rain today, or if you got any, it all went south of us. We didn't see anything. It was pretty much just cloudy skies. A while there around noon, it got kind of real dark, but it never did anything. I know some places were under flood watch and flood warnings. So along the river there, over by Portsmouth and all that. No rain since Monday, so you guys missed out on it too. We could really use it. I mean, I fill the hummingbird feeders up, and in almost 2 days, that stuff is evaporated. And you don't want to put a whole lot in it because you don't want them get sick from old stuff. So I haven't had to change. And now they're not even hitting them. Like I said, we've only seen maybe 4 hummingbirds this whole time. But yeah, I hope everybody's had a good 4th. But other than that, I didn't have to go anywhere for fireworks. Somebody over here in the other neighborhood must have brought their own, so I could actually just sit out my window and watch them. So I watched this for a little bit, fiddled around on the tube. Everybody was busy, so I just kind of chilled. I did our work, getting a lot of small stuff done. I need to get out of the way before I start the big stuff again, and that's been a task. But yeah, we could use the rain, that's for sure. I've been actually, and as for me, with what I see, like I said, I saw a few people the other night that had attachments. Little girl had something. I'm curious if they experienced stuff at home, because that thing it wasn't attached to her, but it definitely was following her around. She was probably about 8, maybe 9 years old. But like I said, I expected with 400 people standing in front of me. I go to concerts. Well, the last concert I went to, it was almost a nightmare. It was like every other person. It was like, holy crap. But some of it wasn't good. Some of it was good. I mean, I will admit, I've seen my share of goodness attached to people, but the bad is getting thick again. And blame the state of the world. This is what happens when division and conquer starts in. But yeah, it's pretty quiet night. I was hoping Al would show up. I wanted to thank her for her text. She left a comment. And folks, yeah, please leave a comment. Appreciate it if you would. It helps the algorithm. And I'm doing shorts. I'm just more or less doing shorts for the AI. I'm just messing with the AI. I keep using the same picture. I'm going to do it. My picture's a little different. A lot of times I don't mess with it until I have free time. I just wanted to see what the AI can do, what it doesn't do. There is one picture I got to go back and find, but I did one. I think it was the one I did for Fallout, and it literally looks like somebody standing behind me, and you only see like half a person. And I got to go look at that because Gemma's the one that noticed it. She goes, "Was it trying to create another person behind you?" And the more I look at it, the more it looks like somebody was standing behind me, but it doesn't work that way. I mean, they can do that, but that app wasn't meant for that. So I'm like, what is going on? So I got to sit down and really look at it. Maybe I'll bring it on here and you guys tell me what you think. Because I saw a video today, an upload today, and another one, and one last night, where people are starting to see like weird stuff in AI, like past relatives, people that have passed in our lives that have been gone for a long time. All of a sudden, they're like in the background. I don't know if anybody else has heard that, but I'm telling you, this AI stuff, there's good and there's bad. I don't deny it. But man, some of this AI stuff I've been seeing is creepy. I love the gorilla guys, but not the gorilla guys, but the Bigfoot ones. Those are hilarious. But if you watch sometimes, they look really kind of creepy. The dog man, I saw a dog man that was really good. Al does really good. She's getting really good at that too. But Vixen must be working, or I think she was going to be busy, but we're missing Vixen. I gotta say, I gotta call out my ladies. Edna, I know she's going through pain. She's got a lot going on. Vixen, and anybody else? Al. But like I said, this is kind of a weird week too. Between the heat and a lot of stuff going on, people are still on vacation for the 4th, which is a good thing. Waiting for Happy Gilmore 2. Yeah, on the 25th. I kind of want to see that because I love the first one. That Bob Barker fight scene and the fight scene in They Live are probably two of the best knock them out, drag them out fights. And that one, Happy Gilmore's, is even just funny. I mean, there's two people. That's one thing I will say about the Superman movie. Man, he gets his butt kicked a couple times. You can tell he's young, he's still inexperienced. Man, he gets his butt kicked, and he really doesn't want to hurt anybody. But yeah, he gets his butt kicked a couple times. I will say that. He takes a beating. Yeah, and fourth, like I said, my fourth was pretty relaxed. I mean, I did a lot of work in the afternoon. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of small stuff around the house. And then I get on the big stuff. The outside, all I need to do outside is clean up. It's not bad. Cut the grass, trim. I took care of the hornet's nest the other day. Well, that's what happened Saturday night while I wasn't here. Saturday night, folks, was, and I just wasn't dealing with anything. I was in the backyard doing some work, and we had a tree that finally, the stump part of it finally rotted away. We never pulled it out. It just rotted away, and the ground's starting to cave in. There's like little hole. There's rabbits, and the moles have been taking over. So I was just checking them. So what I do is I pick a hole, and you fill it up with water. And the key is I don't want to hurt anything. I just want to chase them out and see where they're coming from, so I can hopefully get them out long enough that I can either fill them in or something. Because Dad walks around the yard, and I didn't want him to step in anything. Step in a hole or something. Well, when I did that, the hole in front of me, all of a sudden, these wasps come out. They didn't bother me. They just came out and started flying around. So I took the hose and started going back to washing the area down behind my room here. I can clean it up and kind of get leaves situated and kind of I like to hose down the shed and my window, outside my window, so I was getting ready to clean it. And next thing I know, my leg just started screaming. I mean, it was like nuts. And when I realized I was getting stung, I just dropped everything, asked Dad to go turn off the water around the front. And I came in. My biggest worry was I used to be allergic to them. I used to have to carry an EpiPen. So I was waiting for a reaction. Instead, I just swelled up. Well, I still had a reaction. Problem was, it messed with my foot for like, even after the swelling went down and I had a black and blue mark, a couple of them got me like right around my ankles. One actually crawled up in my pants leg and got me just above my tennis shoe. And the other one was stinging me outside, and a couple of them were stinging me on the outside of the pants. I had sweats on, but they got me. And the thing was, because of my Tourette's and whatever else is going on with movement disorder, I had the shakes for like days. Saturday night, it was horrible. I was just having a hard time keeping together. Shot my pain level up to an extra couple of notches. Waiting for Wednesday season 2 as well. New trailer comes out. Oh, okay. But yeah, fun times. A buddy called. What was it? Saturday morning. Asked me if I wanted to go ghost hunting with him in the group. I think he's going to start a YouTube channel. I told him no. He goes, "Yeah, you still not into that anymore, are you?" And I said, "I appreciate you invited me, but those last 3 times we went out back in the '80s, man, I just I don't know." And then I had a chance to ask him about the videotapes that we did with the TV and some of these places that we did back then. Did white noise with TV, and he said he couldn't find the guy. He disappeared. Last thing he had heard was he moved to California, and he wasn't there for a couple of years, and apparently moved on. Some think one guy told him he thought he moved to Hawaii. So hopefully he'll see these and hear me talking about him, and maybe try to reach out to me, because I would love to have those tapes. I would love to review and show them on here. Some of them were pretty creepy. I mean, some serious creepy stuff. And that was one of the reasons why I stopped, because I was getting to a point I knew that there was a couple times I brought stuff, and I didn't want to bring stuff home from mom. You know, I was still pretty in and out of the house at the time. Bouncing between roommates. Yeah, I don't know if I could go ghost hunting. I don't mind cryptid hunting, but I'd be the guy just stand and listen. I'm one of those guys that I don't react until I'm ready. And usually then it's to chase it down and find out what it really is. And I would do that. People don't think I would, but I would do that. I gotta know. You know. What time we got? I'm trying to keep it going for at least an hour because it's a pretty quiet night. Wasn't sure who would all show up. I know I missed Saturday night. Seems like when I miss a night, I don't do as well. And I usually have about 7 or 8, anywhere between 5 and 10 people in and out of the room. A lot of reviews, so that's not bad. Not too many. I usually average anywhere between 50 and 60 views at the end of it all before it stops clicking, which is fine. Helps her out a little bit. That's why I do this. I am starting to post stuff on my own channel. I don't expect to make any money. I'm not worried about it. It'd be nice, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just here for the fun. That's why I do it on her channel. Give her some extra views, not much, but a few. I'm just rambling now, just trying to keep the conversation going. But it's amazing that, the theaters are hurting now. They resort to making fancy popcorn bowls to get you to come to the theater. And if you don't go, you can buy it. I wonder how much of a portion they get of that. Probably none. Probably all goes to the movie, which really kind of bumps probably the theater out. They probably get a portion of what they sell at the theater. They were selling a lot of stuff. I was really shocked. I think everybody in front of us in line got a popcorn bowl and at least 1 or 2 cups. I kind of like it. It's a good solid cup. I will say it's a good solid plastic. The lid clicks on real nice. And from what I heard about the popcorn bowls, his popcorn bowl was real nice. I couldn't believe they filled it. The guy told me, just bring it back and we'll fill it. We should fill it for free or for like half price or something. I don't know what he all told Giles. I was too busy trying to keep my eye on Pop because Pop was just amazed by how many people were there. He was just looking around like, holy crap. I think he was afraid to move because he was standing and we were trying to get him to where he can go sit down. But I think he was pleased. I think he left the theater. And it's funny because I was out working and doing cleaning and stuff. I was in the basement. I come up and he's in his recliner. He was outside working. It got too hot for him. And what was he watching? Superman, the last one. With Cavill, however you say his, not Cavill, Henry, whatever his name is. I can never say his name. I always screw it up. That's like the actors that were in this movie last night. I knew the guy that Lex Luthor because I've seen him do other stuff, but I always screw his name up too, so I just didn't say names. Collectibles are the top 3 money-making ventures in the country. Funko Pop. Yeah, I believe it. The thing is, look at, even though the Beanie Babies, they were hot in their day, and there's still some ones out there that are worth money, but it all fades after a while. Well, yes, us Americans do like to collect our stuff. That's for sure, and that includes the women too, not just the guys. Barbie doll does really good in the collector department. Not surprising to sell buckets. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm just surprised they took off his heart. I mean, a couple people did it. Next thing you know, boom, everybody was doing. That's kind of cool though, and it's something you can use. I mean, you're watching that movie. Hey, go get Superman. I'll go get the Galactus. We'll eat popcorn out of it since we're watching the movie. Yeah, I can see that. But then you got those guys that will never open and put it on the shelf. They'll sit there. Oh, it's worth a lot of money. till some. And I always say, yeah, stuff is worth a lot of money, but it's only worth money to those that want it. So the deal is you got to make a product that everybody's going to want and make a limited amount of it. Marvel learned that with a bunch of X-Men covers, and they overflooded the market. Now they ain't worth crap. Then they really aren't worth crap. I don't care what anybody says. Lex Luthor, yeah, he played I knew he played the Beast. He was in another movie I saw him in too, and I can't remember the movie. He was a little younger. But yeah, he was great as the Beast. Yeah, I know who he is. I just can't remember his name. I suck with some of these new actors, so you have to forgive me. All I can say was everybody pulled the weight in the movie. Guy Gardner, he did. Fallon did such a good job with him, and made him just as much of a goofy jerk as he is in the comic book, which I like, because you kind of hate to love him. You love him to hate him or whatever. And he was who but I would say out of the whole movie, Crypto was probably a screen stealer, and I think they knew that because they kind of played on it when he was on the screen. Hey, Latra, how you doing, sir? Did you have a good holiday weekend? I should say holiday, 4th weekend. How you think holidays? You think Christmas? Did you have a good 4th of July weekend, sir? I hope you're well. I can't believe how it has gone by. Trying to keep it going. Trying. I like to at least get an hour in. Well, I'm hoping to go back to 11's. We'll see. I may stream once or twice on her channel, then once on my channel. Because I try to be careful what goes on here because it is her channel. Plus, it keeps you guys active. Keeps me active for a bit. I'd be about this time of night. I'm usually trying to chill a little bit before I go into my next breath. Before I don't lay down until I know I'm going to actually stay there without getting up 50 times because I'm rocking and stuff. The 4th Rune by Rain. Oh, that's right. You're in Texas. Oh, man. And you guys get it bad too. I know it just kind of hung out, man. I at least hope you made something of it, despite the situation down there. Nicholas, how do you say his last name? Cardiac? I'll just call him Nicholas. That's the guy that played Lex. I know he was in Nosferatu. I hadn't seen that yet. And was Renfield in? Yes, with Nicolas Cage. That's pretty funny. Yeah, because he was in with Nicolas Cage. He plays Renfield with Nicolas Cage. That's a great movie. It's kind of corny and fun. Kind of an interesting take on it. And you want to see more of Nicolas Cage as Dracula. It was great. Today was a disaster. First freezer her, then a rough day watching trades. You poor guy. Well, hello there, New Englander Rarity. Mr. Natter. Are you up kind of late for yourself, boy? I'm glad you showed up tonight. I missed her last night too, sir, so don't feel bad. And it's just a premiere. It's a video. But it's live chat. We got home. The movie ended we saw it at 7. We got back at about 9:30. So we sat there for a while so Papa could get a grip. We didn't rush out of that place. And thank God we had help. Anyways, who's here? I'm staying up past my... I know you were past you, but nobody's here. Just me and Latro and Chris. A couple other people hanging out in the background. Area 51. Andrew's been in here. I hope he's doing good. I don't know if he's on the road. We're just hanging out. Oh, yeah, we were just talking about movies. I saw Superman last night. an early screening. I expected to do a pretty good weekend. I think a lot of people, after going to actually see the early screening, um, probably will give it better reviews. Like I said, it wasn't a great movie, but I left with a smile. I was like, holy crap, this was a lot better than I thought it'd be. But other than that, we're just hanging out in New England. That's all we do on Wednesday nights. Yeah, I felt bad missing her last night because by the time I finally sat down in this chair, I realized it's 10:30. I missed the premiere. So I immediately went and watched it. But she knew I was at the theater, so I don't feel too bad. She knew I took pops, so she knew that it takes time to get things moving. Her in the High Desert. If you like true horror movies that really rely on storytelling, cinematography, and character art, then do yourself a favor. Did you like that one? Was it good? I've never heard of that one. I'll have to check it out. I bet I might have, but I've seen so many. That's why I'm not a movie critic. If it entertains me long enough that I can watch it from the beginning to the end, I'll tell you if it sucks. But yeah, I'll check it out. Amazon Prime have been keeping me busy. Paramount had some pre-series action and sci-fi. Yeah, they do that. I like the fact that they do that. Cable used to do that where they give you like a weekend preview of HBO and stuff back in the day. He also played J.R. Token in. Yes, that's the other movie. That's, I think, the first movie I saw him, Chris, was that movie. And for some reason, I still couldn't connect him to that movie. But yes, I think that was actually the first movie I saw him. I actually like that movie. Interesting. The second was the best. I'm obsessed with it. HD2, like I was with The Exorcist. No, I saw The Exorcist when it first came out. Snuck in and saw it. First time I left because about halfway through I got out. It scared me. And then I went back and resaw it the next night because I said, oh, come on, you can do this. And watched it, and that's all. Once I really sat through it. And then I turned around as soon as they released the uncut version, I immediately sat down and watched it. Because The Exorcist is something that I know. Well, let's just say I read the book. That's why I wanted to see it. I knew it was about a boy. In the book, it's about a boy. Johnny. South Park. Yeah, are they going to actually let it air now? Because I know there was a big problem about it. They were working on episodes and they were complaining that they were fighting on who got to air them. Because, they kind of, everybody has them now. And is it going to be on Comedy Central or is it going to be on one of the other channels? I know they were fighting over. Even Netflix got in on the fight. Ugh. My cat is like, feed your cat, my man. I saw The Exorcist when it first premiered on TV. So you got the cut version right off rip, which is probably easier to handle right off rip. And it was the first time my parents ever left me alone. Oh, wonder why you're not a big fan of scary stuff. But it's a good movie. I was 8. Oh gosh. They left you alone when you were 8 years old? I guess. If you're a responsible kid, that's kind of chancy. We weren't allowed to be left alone until we were at least 10. I started babysitting other people's kids when I was 11, so I can't say it either. They trusted a 12-year-old, 11 and 12-year-old. I babysit up until I was 14, cut grass, went around during this winter with the shovel in the hand and shoveled driveways. Maybe 10. Hey, doesn't matter. It depends how old you are. The movie was released back in, 78? No, older than that. But yeah, I remember sneaking in. I actually stood behind a couple of adults, and it was a guy, a man and a wife, and she said something to me about me standing, thought that she was their kid. They didn't say anything. And I said, I'll pay my ticket. And reached around him and put my money down. She gave me the ticket, and the ticket popped out. So I just took my ticket and went in, and they followed me in. So they probably thought I was with them. It was kind of funny, kind of sneaky, because they were really cracking about, young people seeing that movie at the time. They probably would say no. We used to do that movie jump too, where you go to a theater and go from one theater to another. You just go in, pace around until the next movie, and just go in. Sometimes you get lucky and they don't check tickets. Sometimes they do. But they never made a big deal about seats back then. Now you get a seat number and everything. My parents left me alone in Stockholm, Sweden, when I was 16. They just said, "Go have fun. We have business meetings all day long. Hope you make it back to the hotel." They did the same thing. Oh, jeez. In London. Did you really get around that much? Wow. That's pretty impressive. But it sucks probably moving around all that time. But it sounds like you had your freedom. I know I had a friend like that, actually. He lived in Murfield, where they have the golf tournaments. And because it's only like 20 minutes away from me. Maybe, 20-minute tops, depending on the day. And it's just north of me in Dublin, just right outside Dublin. His parents were the same way. They'd go places, they'd leave him. I think the first time he was left alone was when he was about 10. They traveled, barely took him with him. When they did, he said it sucked because all he did, they just take off and do their thing and told him to do whatever he wanted. Yeah, we were great parents. He's no longer with us now. So, but he was a good friend. He had a bowling alley. He had a 2-lane bowling alley in his basement. I mean, come on. And the reason I met him was we went to church for a while, went to our church. And then then we got to know each other when we started playing baseball together in league. I wish I was old enough to know how to meet the girls. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Especially in Sweden. Nothing like a Swedish woman or an Asian woman. Depends on what you prefer. Parents only do as much as they can, I guess. I don't know. My parents are pretty diehard parents. I got to give them credit, though. And this is the way my kids learned. I did with my kids, too, was when we came home from school, during the school year, when we came home from school, you couldn't sit around. Now, she would let me sit around because I'd like to watch. I'd come home try to get home quick to watch Speed Racer, Dark Shadows, and Voltron, and then she would kick me out to go play until dinner was ready. But most of my brothers, once they came in, put the books down, they were gone. Then we ate dinner, then we did homework, and then we had TV time till I think mine and Kevin's was 9, and the older brothers was 10. And then when they moved, when they started getting old, things changed. But yeah, they were around. I remember many times, wait till your father gets home. 4 boys. There was always something going down. But yeah, I mean, you got life. You got about out and about. I guess you learned a lot. Something to say about traveling. We went to Denmark at the entertainment park, Trolley Gardens, and some wasted Dane came up to me and spouted some drunk Danish Gerber shit that was funny. Then we got on the magic carpet ride. A lot of parents have no business having kids. Yeah, I totally agree with that, Chris. I do. There are some parents out there that should never. There's people out there that should never have kids. I agree with that. Yeah, if you don't have time for them, you don't need them. And I agree with that. It's part of life, especially if you're going to raise kids. I love to be a parent. I mean, we had our days, and they had their days with us too. So I can't say much. And my dad, he gave, like I said, I've often said, I've been through some stuff, but I can't complain. They were here for us when we needed them, and he's there, hanging around now. He'll probably outlive us, but my brother was least probably me, and I'm youngest now. That was in the Tivoli Gardens when we first landed in Europe for my first time. We got our rental car in. My dad had to figure out the clutch and the British roadways. Oh yeah, that's driving on the left. Then the first question. Driving the clutch is pretty easy. 300 tree was really easy for me. I'd rather drive 300 tree, but I didn't mind a clutch. In fact, I'd prefer a clutch. That's how they steal cars. It's funny. I read these stories about kids giving up on cars once they realize they're stealing cars, that they realize they're manual and they've got a clutch and everything. It's like, what? You gotta drive this thing. No. McDonald's over there are on the corner. Richie Wright folks look at their kids at property and trophy. And that's not all true, Chris. That's not all true. That comment is not all true. Andrew's back. Hey, Nutter's here. Love Pro's here. How you doing? And I didn't get to really say, are you home or are you on the road there, sir? I saw you and then you disappeared. That's all right. Yeah, I'll probably take it to 11. Pretty slow night. Enjoyed all you guys being here, though. I may go a little longer. I don't know. I mean, it's 11:03 now. I didn't realize it was 11:03. Yeah, I'm just killing time. Are you killing? What are you waiting? Or just relaxing before you get back on the road? I'm just killing time between 6 a.m. and beer delivery. Then I'll be on my home time after that. Oh, that's good. So you basically got one delivery left. Beer delivery. Who are you delivering for? Anheuser-Busch? Well, both the same. Anybody good? I'm a dark beer guy. If I drink beer, it's usually an amber beer or a dark beer. In England, my parents were so fed up with me because I was such a pita. So we went down to breakfast and I ordered eggs sunny side up, and they came out and I had a steak knife and couldn't cut into it. That's bad. Need to cook dinner pretty soon. Well, Lodger, thanks for coming in. Go eat, man. And be careful down there. I know you guys might get more rain, so. We were hungry earlier. That's all right. You're hungry now. Go eat, man. We had tacos. It was Taco Wednesday today. It's just too hot to cook. I'll make a good dinner tomorrow night. Something edible. Tacos were edible. I don't know if my dad ate. He kind of looked at him and went, I don't know. He has his moments. I couldn't cut it and then cut into the egg, and I couldn't see the cartoon thermometer and the eyeball. Oh, I knew I had broken the. Okay. Oh. I'm glad you're here in New England. Yeah, I felt bad I missed her yesterday. But like I said, when I sat down and realized what time it was, like, holy crap. Yeah, it was your suggestion. I was making a big stink about it in your comment. Like you cracking on me in one comment. Oh, good. There's a flash flood alley that runs across the state from Dallas to San Antonio. Being near a river is not. No. And I'm going to tell you right now, being around the ocean or any inlet or any major rivers, I don't think anybody's safe right now. This weather is nuts. And when it does rain, it's coming. I mean, I got to admit, we've had some storms. But the thing is, I mean, one day it rained for like, it felt like 15 minutes tops, but it dumped so much water. I was shocked. It was like, holy crap. It was a different time. That was my suggestion. Hey, and actually, it was a good suggestion because, she did do good on views. She may not have done the great first night, but her after views after that were a lot better. So, yeah, it was a good idea. Good for you. I'm glad you. Well, I thought about saying something to her about a couple, but you beat me to it, and that's awesome. I guess you two talk. Yeah, we talk. I talked. We played Fortnite together quite a bit. I played with them earlier today. Yeah, I talked to her probably a couple times a day. I mean, she's busy. I'm busy. She's dealing with little man and trying to get work done, and I'm dealing with an older man trying to get work done. So, but yeah, we talked. I went out to the bar tonight. Oh, good man. Yeah, I need to. I got the twins are back in town for a short time. I'm hoping she's staying because she's supposed to be retired, but she works her butt off. But the twins are in town. I got to see them over the weekend for a little bit. We're hoping to do something Saturday. Her brother's a hoot though, and I can't believe he's still active. I mean, he's still in the service. Well, in kind of service, but he's still very active. She met him in Japan, came back. They were there for a while, and then came back. But yeah, I'm planning on going. Hopefully, we go out Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. We go out in the afternoon because I would like to do Gemma's replays if she doesn't change things around or we don't decide to do something different. Now, remember, Thursday night is Oracle. So please, folks, if you're watching, show up for 7:15. She's been starting about 7, so show up about 7. She goes to about 10 or until she runs out of people. It's still, they're free donations, and I will make sure I put donations in tonight too because it's important. It's how she's living right now. And then I'm hoping to be streaming Saturday. I should be here. I said that last Saturday and didn't show up, but man, I wasn't dealing. I talked to her like about 9 o'clock that night, Saturday night. I didn't even think about streaming. I was so dealing with my ankle. It was huge and painful. And I was trying to, when you have pain on top of pain, it's never fun. And when I got with her, when I got talked to her, I don't know, it was about 9:30. I realized what time it was. I was like, I just don't. I'm just too sore. I literally climbed in bed and passed out. I actually slept that night. I think I slept a good 8 hours. But I made sure I was going. If I laid down, I was going to be out because I know I tossed and turned. I know I rocked. And my leg, when I did wake up, my foot and ankle was swollen. I was all huffing and puffing. But I will check that out. It's on Tubi. I will check that out because I do watch Tubi. Tubi's kind of interesting because sometimes they get movies on there that nobody gets or kind of forgotten about, what I like. I mean, I don't mind the commercials. A lot of people don't realize. You say you watch a movie a couple days in a row, you're watching movies on Tubi, or you're watching like you find one movie, then you start watching another one. all of a sudden the commercials stop. So the more you watch it, the less commercials you get, which I thought was cool. And I don't think a lot of people notice that. You watch it a few days in a row, watching movies every day from there, you'll notice the commercials cut down. I don't mind them because it's a good little get up, and you're still getting an uncut movie. So a good little rush break without having to pause the commercial. Tubi is a website. Yeah, it is. Get an the anti-blocker. Like I said, I don't mind the commercials on there. Like I said, you watch a couple movies in a row, they go away. And like I said, it's nice little, okay, I got time to run to the bathroom, come back without the pause. No big deal. I mean, you're still getting the full movie, so. And I don't know if the ad blocker would work on that. Have you got one for it? Does it work? If you're using an on blocker on there, let me know. That's interesting. I didn't know if some of those sites you can't. But the stream service is getting bad as cable. So, it's like me and Dad are doing this thing where we're trying to cut back on. We cut back on his cable, and now he's missing channels he doesn't want to miss. So now I got to finagle with him. Because we're trying to cut back. I mean, gas is getting, you watch it go up to above $3, then it drops down below $3, and it goes back up to $3. And it's just insane. uBlock works too well. Blocks me from ads on. Just watch. Make sure that YouTube don't catch you. You might have watched what you said on here because YouTube does not like Apple. I have to release restrictions on this page. I'm glad you're going to go out this weekend, New England? Did anybody Latro's cooking dinner, I hope? You made me hungry being hungry. I got Pluto TV's okay. It's not bad either. And some of these free free streamers, I mean, yeah, you sit and watch a couple ads. It's worth it because you're not paying anything. And a lot of them, like Pluto and Tubi, they show movies that are kind of forgotten about. It's funny because they run a while on Tubi, and then all of a sudden you'll see some of those movies pop up on Amazon. It's like Tubi sometimes gets those old movies back. And I like Tubi because they have my old Blondie and Dagwoods. They're the only ones still showing Charlie Chan. And I like those old movies. I like good old black and white movies. I was raised all over those. Yeah. But they also show those old 80 movies, straight to video movies that you kind of forget about. Have you ever checked out Shudder, New England? Shudder's actually a good streaming service. I mean, it's strictly horror, but man, they get some good classics and get some good stuff too. But yeah, Tubi, the freebie ones though, Tubi and Pluto. Pluto's free. Yeah, Pluto's free too. For a while there, Pluto was the only thing you can get on your PlayStation. I'm going to U.S., New York for the bike race, sleeping in my car Friday night, racing my bike on Saturday morning. Be careful, man. Woodland on the forest road. How much better can life get? Just be careful. But have a good one, man. Actually, that's not bad. Enjoy it. Get to race in a bike race. That's cool. Those would be the days. I could still ride a bike. Last time I kind of had some issues. I got to shake at the tremors. Be careful. Okay, Mom. You can call me Dad. Just kidding. I am kidding. I don't want to hear everybody, oh, Daddy. I care. That's all. But that actually sounds like fun. I'm just saying be careful because it's New York, man. I don't. My son was actually going to go there for a vacation. I'm like, son, you sure you want to see it? And then he saw some stuff that was going on. I was like, nah, we're not going. But you're going to be good. You're talking DI2B. DI2B. I don't know what that means. New York State isn't all. I know, Chris. Chris. I know. Sorry, New England. I know. I know your name's not Chris either. Chris got quiet. But yeah, no, I know. Actually, a lot of New York is very beautiful. I was really surprised. I kind of took a little detour once when I left Jersey. Kind of drove through New York just to check it out. It's actually northern Jersey. New York is really pretty. It's pretty. Okay. But no, I know. So you're up in that. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I figured you wouldn't be riding a bike through New York City. I knew you were talking about. But you got to watch Sleeping in the Woods. Bigfoot might take you for a ride, steal your car, and you never know you're in the back seat asleep. You got Bigfoot driving you around all over the place, stealing your car. So just be careful. You don't want that to happen. Wake up to a squatch looking at you in the window. Hey man, what you doing in my woods? Now I'm just trying to be silly. I'm not a funny guy. I know that. I'm trying to live up to Area 51's comment earlier. I'm going to really ham it up. He's going to really ham whatever he said. I had a couple inexplicable experiences in northern Vermont back in 2000. Oh, really? Hope they weren't as crazy. That's like I've been wanting to ask Vixen about Maine. I can imagine how creepy some of those places would be. Some of those areas are probably kind of creepy, but she's a smart lady. I think it might have been squash experiences. It's possible. It's like my one experience. Well, I've seen things twice, but I won't say it was squash both times, especially the second time. It was big. It had stuff in it. It looked like he was wearing leaves, so I thought for sure it was a gunny suit. But man, it was moving too fast for somebody wearing a gunny suit. I mean, I've seen those guys move pretty good in those, but not like that. It literally cleared the corner in 2 steps. It was booking, and it was big. But I'm not going to own up to the fact that I saw a squatch. I can't say for a fact. Even after I chased it, I couldn't find footprints because he's running down the hill. It's kind of in the fall, so there was all clutter. I mean, you could see stuff moved and where it ran. I just couldn't keep up. It was booking. I just wanted to see if it was a guy in a gunny suit because there's a lot of illegal. A lot of guys go out there and poach turkeys and other things out there. So, and deer, because he had a problem with that on his land before. The guy where it runs the cabins got horror queued up after dinner. There you go. You gonna watch it? BF is an alien and a gunny suit. Best friend is an alien and a gunny suit. Hey man, we got an alien friend in the gunny. I can't talk. If you have an alien friend in the gunny suit, man, I salute you. A couple months from each other, I was puffing my bike up a remote dirt road in Cabot, Vermont, about 3.5 miles an hour. Over my right shoulder, off into the woods, I hear inhuman gibberish. I've heard some recordings where it sounds like they're talking to each other. It's crazy. And and from what I understand, from when I heard the recordings, they had to been authenticated as, that's one humans doing that. This was definitely two somethings out there talking to each other in a mocking tone. In a mocking tone, you sure wouldn't have. 4 times I looked over my shoulder towards this vocalization. Did you see anything, or just couldn't see anything? See, I'm not that Bigfoot expert. I know enough that I know, and that's all I need to know. Because I do believe he's real. I believe there's a Squatches out there, different races, different sizes, just like us. Just a well hidden, maybe not as populated as we are, but they're definitely out there, well hidden. And people, in all their theories, you never know. But I do believe they're real. Just like I do kind of believe now that the dogman thing is a real thing that's been going on for a long time. Black Eyed Kids, people thought, that was a recent thing, ever since that guy came out with his story. But the fact is, there have been stories of Black Eyed Kids for years, decades. But what is the dialect? What is dialect? Are we playing Jeopardy now? Not Jeopardy. Is it Jeopardy? Was never into that. The Price is Right was my show. That was because I always got out of school early, watched Price is Right, then I went to work. Well, then when I got home, I found the Sierra Sounds, and it sounded, oh, really? Yeah, because those are, I think, the ones I heard, too. I've heard of those, and I've heard other tapes where it did. It's wow. Bigfoot for 1,000. Bigfoot for 100. There you go. I wonder if that would ever be a topic on cryptids. That would be a good topic to have on Jeopardy. See if they know their cryptics. Then a couple months later in the Northeast Kingdom, in the exact same situation, I have an puffing. Dirt road. Wow. It was just like huffing and puffing, but there was nothing there. But from what I understand, they can be pretty loud. When we stayed up north, up just east of Cleveland, I'm trying to think of the town, this little town. We'd like to go to these little campgrounds and stuff. And it's really heavily wooded. It's up by the lake. And whatever was making this, it was more like a growl, but it was so guttural. And it had so much bass in it, you could literally feel it in the chest. And I'm like, that's not a Bigfoot. There's no way. I've never heard. I mean, it's possible, but yeah. And one guy goes, no, that's not a Squatch. I don't think a Squatch is in this. There's ever been seen in this area. But, man, you could feel it. I mean, it was so loud, so deep, and you could feel it. But that's the only time I've ever heard anything like that. But most of the stuff that I've ever heard is like your name being called, cackles, people talking when there's no one there. We were in this one place we camped. It sounded like there was people in the campground next to us, but there was nobody there. There was no camp. There was no trailer, no nothing. But we literally sat there for like 2 hours listening to what we were pretty sure was a conversation over in the dark campsite next to us. We even kept letting, we'd shine flashlights over and it would stop. As soon as you pull your full eye, within a couple minutes of pulling your flashlight away, it'd start right back up again. But nobody would go over. I got about halfway and they go, you sure you want to do that? I said, maybe not. So I came back and said, I heard a growl like that in Florida. We were shooting into a drainage ditch. Bus guess it was a gator. The depth of the bellows were horrifying. Man, yeah, that's the thing. Whatever it was we heard, see, that's the thing. It's got forests and stuff around, the eastern side of Lake Erie, but it's a lot of small towns and stuff. there's not. I mean, it's possible. I mean, there is a lot of farm out there too and stuff. The further east before you get into Pennsylvania and stuff, and I was shocked. I mean, you could feel it. I mean, you could literally feel it in your body. It just, and it was long. It wasn't just like a quick little, ooh, what was that? It was like a long, good minute or two, just twice. And it sounded like it was like, it wasn't even like twice. It was like boom, boom. And there was like no pause. It was like he caught his breath and did it again. Could have been a brown bear. Yeah, they could have been. But man, it was pretty deep. I haven't seen too many brown bears. The couple times we've been up there, I went up there. I don't hunt. I know how to shoot a gun. I just don't like, I'm not a hunter. But I go with guys hunting, and I just kind of act as a scout because they have good eyesight. They seem to know. I seem to notice the deer before them. I did go hunting once. I think I was 24, 23, 24, and got one. And I was okay with that. But before that, I was like a spotter. I had some deer meat for a while. I split it with the guy. I didn't want all of it. That was like a lot. But it was a big old buck. Nothing fancy, no. I mean, no big antlers or anything. I just took the meat and let him have it. But I couldn't believe I got it in one shot. I was shocked. But anyways, yeah, it didn't sound. I mean, it could have been a bear. That's highly possible. I mean, I've heard more stories of them now coming up. They come up from the south and east of us, and they migrate up north, possibly. I don't know, but there have been sightings. I guess I've heard rumors. Nothing that's outright said, hey, and the news has gone, hey, man, there's bear sightings over here. Now there was some down south in Logan there for a while, down in that area around the Old Man's Cave. If you know where Old Man's Cave's at, they've had bear sightings down there, coyote sightings. Somebody swears they saw a wolf, which I find very hard to believe unless somebody had a pet wolf and they got loose. Do tell. I've seen 3 UFOs. I've seen a couple, probably about that many. 2 of them with pops. I've seen strange stuff in the sky, but I won't call them UFOs because these look more organic. I've seen stuff take off in the sky too, but that's more spiritual. That's more spirit than it was. I don't know actually what it was. It was a dark shadow. It came out of a hole and just literally went straight up in the air. It was weird. We both stood there and was like, holy crap, what was that? Now you want to talk to UFOs, I'll have to go get my dad. The first was the shadow of a low flying TR-3B. Yeah. And a cloud to cloud light nine storm. Second was just a dot of a light that went west to east in the sky, like one of those orbs, and parked itself at 7 o'clock on a crescent moon position. We had a tree with a scratch mark 6 feet off the ground. Wow. Now, I've seen where bears have done that, but the difference, I've heard the difference between the bears is the bears strip the tree. What's the difference when Bigfoot does it? How can you tell the difference between a squatch and a bear scratch? I guess because a bear, what? They have 4 claws, don't they? Or they have more or less paws. So I guess there would be a difference. Now that I'm sitting going through everything in my head, you would tell the difference. The third was a dot of light that streaked out of nowhere and up to the satellite and shot off at a right angle. That's like this was during the day, and it was white. It looked like a white orb. I lived by Don Scott, where we're in the path of Don Scott, which is Ohio State University's airport, where they do their training and stuff. And one was flying in, getting ready to land. They're usually a small propeller planes, biplane, and prop planes. And he was coming in, and Dad goes, "What is that?" And all of a sudden, you see this white dot coming right at it, and the plane's flying, and the dot's coming, and it literally, the plane. I don't know if the guy even the plane saw it or not, but it literally like stops and does a 90-degree turn and takes off and goes east. My dad was like, "We just saw that, didn't we?" And I go, "Yeah, we did just see that." It opened right up here in the middle of the neighborhood in the middle of the day. We were like, wow. And then we saw one. Then a couple days later, we saw another one. We were sitting there on the porch just talking, looking over the landscape, as he puts it. And one of those white orbs. And it looked more like a tic-tac. This one looked more like a tic-tac. It looked a little more stretched out, like a cigar. It was smaller. Went whipping by. And I mean, we didn't see it at first. And the only reason we saw it was we saw it come out of a cloud. And he was like, "Look." And I mean, it was booking, but I mean, it wasn't like booking fast, but it was booking fast enough we could keep an eye on it until it disappeared over the horizon. And it was low too. And he was like, "That's wild seeing this stuff in the broad daylight." I go, "That could have been a drone, to be quite honest," is what I told him. And then not much, about a year later, couple of years later, all the drones crap, all that drone crap went down. And it's still happening. Nobody's just talking about it because I know people are still seeing these things hanging around in really weird areas. So I tease people with the dot type UFO videos. Best 5 pixels craft I've ever saw. But it's a good point. How big was the craft compared to a plane? Actually, at the angle it was at, that one looked more round, and I would say maybe a little smaller than a Volkswagen Bug, but it was hard to tell because of the angle. But it wasn't small. I mean, it was. I would say if you took a Bug and squashed it in like a Volkswagen Bug and squashed the back and front end and rounded it off, about that size, at least. But what freaked us out is we first thought it was another plane, but as they got closer, Dad was going, "That's round." I go, "Yeah, and it's white." And it was coming not like real fast at the plane. It was like, at first we thought maybe it was point perspective and it would just go over the plane, but it stopped. I mean, as soon as the plane got in front of it, it came to a dead stop and just did a 90-degree turn. It didn't even turn. It just took off that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's round. It just literally all of a sudden, it just went 90 degrees. It went the other direction. So I shouldn't say it really turned as much as it just stopped and then went the other direction. Now, we couldn't tell if it was spinning or anything. I couldn't tell you. But when it booked out east, when it took the angle, it was booking. I mean, it didn't take us long to lose it. It was gone. But I'm just wondering the guys in the plane that saw it. I don't know how they would have missed it. They had to show up on radar. I would have thought it showed up on radar because it literally looked like it stopped on the same flying plane as the plane. But that was probably the most descriptive in the Tic Tacs. Now, when me and Dad, I've seen the Tic Tacs before. Now, the two I talked about, and the third one was a Tic Tac that I saw by myself out in the backyard, and it was going from the south going north, and it wasn't moving very fast, but it was up there. Now I couldn't tell you how big it was, but it wasn't as long as a cigar. It literally looked almost like a Tic Tac. The weird thing was, I'm trying to film it, and I couldn't get it to view on my camera because I had an old crappy phone then. And when I was trying to look through it, the video was recording, it was just like a blur, but I could see it looked like something in the middle of it was spinning, is what it looked like. But I couldn't get it to come up on the screen. I couldn't get it. It just didn't look right. I was like, That's when I went and got her this phone, and this still doesn't. This is just it's an iPhone. I've just one of the older ones. I'm not going to buy. I don't use half this stuff. But the other phone, man, it was a, what was it? It was a government phone that they had me on until I got my own phone. I was glad to get rid of it. It was a piece of junk. And it was. I constantly had to charge it. But yeah, it took crappy pictures unless you were standing right there. That's why I'll never have free energy. Yeah, oh yeah, if they can't make a buck off it, then you got. That's why our auto manifestation abilities, because if we had that, then the entire planet would look. Or all those little towers you see, all those little lightning rods and little domes on top of churches and stuff. Actually, that was used to power things. It's some of those caps that were on the steeples and stuff. They had mercury in them. Actually conducted electricity. If you look at old pictures before electricity was supposed to be around, and you see some like these print pictures where there's lights everywhere, it's like those are gas lights. No, those are not gas lights. How hard is it going to be to light a gas light that high? They were using the energy around us. There's a number of great videos that show how and explain that. So yeah, and then when they figured they should be charging everybody for this stuff, the greedy got greedy. Now all that stuff disappeared. They buried it. Well, not really, because other people have now discovered it again. Domes had mercury in church. Actually, no. Like you see this. Let me see if I can find a picture. But you'll see like lightning rods and stuff on top of things, crosses and stuff on top of church, and then you would see like sometimes they'd be on a ball. Without me have to play Google. There's Nighthawk. How you doing, sir? How well are you? Oh, you're not late. Nobody's ever late here. You pop in when you pop in, and you leave when you want to leave. It's easy as that. Hidden histories, yeah. That's one of my favorite subjects. A lot of people I did research for on Telegram talked a lot of that conspiracy stuff. And I learned a lot about some of the stuff that they have hidden from us. I gotta watch what I say because I got in trouble with YouTube once before, a long time ago, about that. And comments. So when I do stuff like this, I want to do it on my channel. I don't want to get Gemma in trouble or have her get in trouble. But yeah, it's out there. The knowledge is out there. Legend word, the craft that traveled. Oh yeah, actually they've made models of that. Said it could actually probably fly. And don't eat pig. Hey, nothing like good bacon once in a while. I'm okay, just trying to survive. The supernatural things. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Every time I leave this house, I know. Especially lately, again, for a while there, I was seeing good things. Now, the good thing was outweighing the bad, but now I'm getting back to seeing a lot of really bad attachments and stuff. This world needs to chill out. People need to chill out. Get a grip. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm so happy for Gems that new. Yeah, it really did work out for her. She said like a half hour after she was up to like 67 views, which is fantastic. That's good for her. And it was a good idea. I told her probably what happened is, see, Moggs, there's people that stream that night. I know Moggs and Stevie B, they stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 11. There's probably a lot of people like me. Sometimes their chat's real active, sometimes it's kind of quiet. You know, maybe it was a quiet night and everybody come in. Because I'm pretty sure that's probably may have what happened. I know there was a couple other people stream too, like Brown Dwarf. He's streaming all the time. But it was good to see her jump that fast. It's always amazing after her oracles. It doesn't look like she had too many views during oracles. But within 15, 20 minutes after we leave for oracles for the night, she's up to like 90 views. But also YouTube, if you're not logged in, but you're watching, in other words, if you're not subscribed or logged into the channel with your name and you're just watching anonymously, those views a lot of times they don't show up until after the stream's over. Yes, they have, Nighthawk. They have escalated a lot. But I have to be honest. I went and saw Superman last night. And there was a lot of people there tonight, 400 to be exact, in that theater. I saw some good, but I expected to see a lot of it. Because lately I go to the store and the attachments I see are not good. There's a lot of anger, a lot of bad entities hanging on to people. But it was kind of nice to go in that theater, and I was kind of worried because last time I went to a concert, it was like almost every third or fourth person had somebody attached to them. Now, some of it wasn't bad, but most of them were not good. But yeah, it's getting tense out there again, and I knew it would again. People out there stirring that pot. It stopped. And then they wonder why the world is so crazy right now. Everybody wonder why the veil's lifting even higher and even faster. I wonder why. Let's get rid of the attitudes. Let them stop letting them divide us. And I mean all of them. I'm not picking political sides. They're all in on it. They're just a little minions of what's more evil out there. Wait, I missed something. Would you please tell her to start doing squats with RJ? You're bad. I'll tell her that. Okay. She's gonna. Actually, she's looking good. She's going through a lot right now. It's crazy because she's getting ready to go on vacation. She deserves this vacation. So, and she'll tell you more about that Friday. I mean, everybody knows she's going on vacation next week, but she'll talk more about it Friday. So she'll be gone. I don't think we'll be doing oracles next week. I don't know if I'll be here. I should be here. She'll probably ask me to be here, so I'll probably be here. She got to come on the podcast. We can build up a channel. Yeah, it's just getting her time now. She is going on vacation. Yeah, sure, Nighthawk. Yeah, she goes on vacation Monday. Humans and Bigfoots and humans. Yeah, why not? Build booming butt. She does watch these, so she'll see everything you said. I know she goes back and watches and listens. Bless her. I've tortured herself watching these. Actually, we had a pretty good time. I mean, there's been nights that we were sitting here until 5 o'clock in the morning. So I can't do that right now, but it's going to come back because I enjoyed those nights. They were fun. Yeah, on the weeknight, I try to make it till midnight at least. I got to get up in the morning. It's too crazy during the week. When things calm back down again. During the winter, it seems to be easier because I'm doing everything inside. And right now, I'm trying to work inside and outside. Outside's pretty much caught up, just clean up, a little bit more cleanup after the storms and stuff. We've been trying to concentrate on inside. A little bit of both. Like I said, I've been doing a ton of little stuff around the house to get to the big stuff. I have to take my PC apart and clean it. It's due for a cleaning. I got a tank back there that needs to be cleaned and probably replaced. They were yelling at me tonight. They were getting, oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. They're getting hungry on me. But yeah, if you're still listening there, sir, yeah, you just got to get with her because, I told you Sundays are good nights. And I'm New England, and you're really hanging out past your bedtime here, buddy. You sure mom's not going to come in and yell at you for staying up so late? Yeah, but yeah, you want her on. You're going to have to do it on like a Sunday. Now, like I said, she leaves for vacation. RJ's birthday is this Sunday. Then the hubby's is that day after, I think, or within that time frame. And they leave for vacation Monday. So, now I tried to let her know. She told me to tell you, if you want to do it on Sunday when she gets back, just give me a time or send her a text. And she doesn't do like the messenger stuff. So yeah, I have a Misfit shirt. That shirt is all torn up from one of their concerts. In fact, it's in my drawer. I'll wear it for you. I have to wear I wear a red shirt underneath it now. But yeah, I went to a Misfits concert, got a little too rowdy, and kind of got ripped up. But it ripped in the right places, so I ain't gonna complain. Okay, cool breeze. Yes, and her best time is like anywhere from like 2 to 9:30. So yeah, either let me know or I'll let her know, and we'll set up a date if that's good for you. She has a hard time doing the mornings because they get up and go to church and stuff. So yeah, either let me know. I sent you an email twice. I don't know if you ever got them. Uso gave them to me. Gave me your email address. If not, I'm I believe I'm on Facebook. I got you on Facebook, so just hit me up. Because she doesn't she's not when it comes to the TikTok and the Messenger. Now she's getting better about the emails, but she just won't mess with that. She gets too much weird stuff, and I get it. So she stays away from Messenger and TikTok messages. So the best way to get hold of her is either directly to her or her email. I never got an email. Oh, well, here, let me do this. Here's my email. I don't mind giving it out here because it's in my YouTube. It was. Heck yeah, if I don't like it, I'll just put you in the junk mail. Here, let me go back to the small screen. Pushing buttons and not paying attention. You got GEMMA'S, right? Still doing it. Why is it not typing? There we go. I wonder why it was doing that. Huh. There you go, sir. I'm going to do this too, folks. Yeah, I usually do. Here's donations for her. Please, if you can help her out, helps the channel out, please donate. Tips are always good. That's the best way. YouTube takes forever to get to you. Also, she's got books, and she gives great personal readings. I won't carry over. Why are you doing that? There you go. They start at $60. Get rid of this first. Why didn't it go? There we go. Man, I'm having technical issues here, which is nothing new. There we go. There's all that. And then remember, folks, she is doing her Tuesday. She moved her Monday afternoon video upload premiere upload premiere with live chat. She moved that to Tuesday nights at 10 now. So please, join her. It seems to have been a big help. I mean, she didn't, from what I saw, it wasn't a whole lot there, but it looked like she was getting views. Nobody was talking except for, it looked like Blue and a couple other people, because I watched the replay and her counter was going up. So it was definitely a good move on her part. So remember, Tuesday nights, 10 p.m., Gemma's premiere with free chat, with live chat. Now, what did I miss while I was doing all that? Yes, I think I have Gemma's. Okay, well, mine's right there. If you can't get a hold of it, a lot of people, if they trying to get a hold of her, sometimes they email me. Sometimes I can get her react faster. So yeah, just let one of us know. Give her a day. It's no big deal if I'm there or not. I mean, I'd love to be on the show. I did the show with you Sunday. It was a great time. I really enjoyed myself, by the way. Is it Gary or Carl? Carl, right? It was with us. It was super nice. I really like listening to him. I appreciate you having me on. It was kind of nice. I enjoyed myself. Good conversation. But, Gemma does a lot of talking, so sometimes it's best just that I hang out the back, which is fine with me. But if you want me there, I'll be there too. I might have to keep her in line. I don't think, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, just, you're good. You're good. Appreciate that. A hand-footed orbital pass offs. Wait, I'm lost. Gemma gave her. Yeah, she gives her number. Sometimes she got to watch doing that. She needs to get a different phone for that. But that's, Gemma, she's a big girl. She knows to take care of herself. You don't want to make her mad. She carries that shank in her pocketbook. So, yeah, you got to watch. Sometimes she keeps it right underneath the bra strap. Easy reach. Mess with you. If I had a kid, I'd just be doing squats. They're making them all buff, huh? They're killing me. I don't. Got a lot of great comments on that Sunday show. Going to have you guys back on soon. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Now my Sunday mornings depends on what I get up and do. I got up that morning and I try to catch you, at least try to have you on in the background, because I know you do Saturday mornings too. Sometimes I don't get Saturday nights. I do my stream at midnight at 11. So I just kind of chill out, kind of wander around until that time, or I'm working up until that time. Like tonight, I was basically trying to do little stuff before I came on. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And you did. Did you get a lot more comments? I haven't gone back and looked. I wanted to thank you and everybody. That chat was booking. I love it when you see chat just cruising and everybody trying to keep up with each other. I love seeing that. It just means that everybody's happy and you got a topic and everybody's getting along and it's a good time and everybody's got their opinions. I love that. I had to go back and rewatch some of the comments because I missed a lot of stuff. It was moving so fast. And then I went back and read the comments, the chat comments, and then I would take my cat with my own. I would take my cat with my own bike race if the temps were below 75. Oh, your cat doesn't like hot temperatures? No, a lot of cats don't. It's crazy it is right now. I mean, we're at 74 now. We've actually gone down. You go out there, it still feels muggy. It's still like you walk out there and you can still feel the air. And it's real still. Now, the moon's out, but it's kind of cloudy right now, so I don't know. But it was real bright here last night. I was like, holy crap, that baby's really shining. Maybe below 65, I could put her in a backpack with Camelback. There you go. Well, how just hot and just too hot for a cat. Yeah, it is, especially running. over 100 in the chat that morning. Really? Yeah, you were cranking it out, bud. A lot of times I don't pay attention, but I had a couple of people go and say, "Man, you really liked the fact that you were on Nighthawk's stream Sunday morning." I'm like, "Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed myself. I love to comment." He goes, "That you did?" And I said, "It looked like a good stream. He had chat was cruising and everything." They were like, "Now you go back and look. You guys were a hot topic." I was like, "Nah." Carl did most of the talking. You and Carl did talking. All I did was agree and throw in a few of my thoughts. I really have to tell you a little bit more about my encounter energetically, because I really didn't go into details, but I tried to let everybody talk. I've had my angelic moments, that's for sure, especially with the lady in the light. We were live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Oh, were we on all three? That's awesome. See, I'm trying to get. See, I would love to do oracles like that, but could you imagine my list and trying to keep tabs with everybody? Because it's hard enough keeping tabs even with little people. I mean, she's been quitting early because she hasn't been pulling in. Well, a lot of people. I don't get into it, but anyways, it can get crazy because everybody knows when you come in, I write your name. Oh, except for the new people, because as soon as you come into the room, I write your name down. And then when I call you, I'll ask if you want a reading, or I'll just call you. And if most people say, "Okay, yay," and some people say, "Nah, I don't want one." But it can get crazy. People coming and going. People coming, "I want to read," and then they disappear, and then they'll come back 20 minutes later. I'm like, "I called your name." We fit them in. Gemma don't try to miss anybody. So. Oh yeah, and Instagram. Oh, you were on Instagram too? Wow. Yeah, I would. I know she wants to do another stream, and I've been wanting her to do one on Rumble because you can get away with more on. Well, you're more free on Rumble. They're all pretty much the same. Now, I've heard nightmares about Twitch, but I don't know. I used to watch a lot of gamers on there, and then I just kind of went back to YouTube. I just got too much going back and forth. Now I still keep up on my Rumble. In fact, I watch sometimes. There's certain people I watch their videos on YouTube, then I'll rewatch them over on Rumble to give them the views. I've never streamed on Facebook. She might not do too bad on Facebook. That's the thing. I mean, if she can do like we were doing our Tuesday talks, if we go back to doing something like that, I'd want her to try to, at least stream on as many of those as possible. She was reluctant. I don't know. I think she's still unsure about a lot of things, but yeah, I think people like you and other people telling her, "Yeah, you can do this. You can stream." Now, like I said, on Oracle night, man, that's a lot. You would have to do a stream for YouTube, then maybe a separate stream for one of those. I know she wants to stream and do something fancy on TikTok. If she had a StreamYard, we have StreamYard. Yeah, that's what she uses. That's what I'm using now. Rush Stream, you can stream on all the. Yeah, I know. I was trying. I don't think she knows how. But like I said, I don't think I'd do that on. I couldn't stream on all those platforms. And keep that list unless we just allow. Oh, there's Al. I was talking about you earlier. We were talking about AI. How are you, dear? Are you having a good night? I don't know what happened to Vixen. She may be busy. I know Edna she may still be sick or hurting. I know she's also a busy lady. She keeps pretty active. And then she may be laying there watching us, laughing at me. Who knows? Cindy Lee comes and goes as she pleases, so I know she gets a lot going on too. Did you have a good night? Did you have a good 4th, dear? I was going to be here Saturday, but I got attacked by hornets, so I kind of chilled out and dealt with hornet pain and everything else. Saturday night. That's probably why I did. That's why I didn't come. I didn't watch Sunday morning with you. Nighthawk was usually I'm watching or have it on, but I got type on it Saturday. Got stung a few times. Man, it was like, Argh. It's been a while since I got stung, so I was waiting for a reaction because I used to have to carry an EpiPen. But I got lucky. I mean, I just still had a reaction, but it wasn't half as bad. Thank God I took allergy pills before I celebrate on the 1st. That's right, you're in Canada, so that's right. But you had a good weekend now. That's all that matters. Yeah, we didn't do much. I didn't do much. I sat and watched neighbors show off fireworks. That was about my extent of the American Fourth for me. I had my fun in my day. I'm just chilling now. Yes, Nighthawk. I don't. Have you ever seen his channel? He's got a good channel. Yeah, I did. I always do. Okay, good. I'm wacky now. Yeah, I've been go. So, like I said, get the small stuff done so I can get the big stuff done again. But then one thing, it's another. I got a lot to do. So tomorrow's gonna be a super busy day. I'll probably be busy up until stream Friday night for oracles. Sure. Yeah, but I've been once. Before I listened to something about 9/11. Man, there's all kinds of stuff about 9/11. I think everybody's in the conspiracy theories done their share of an hour video or a couple videos on that stuff. And it's interesting though, because it makes you wonder. New England, I thought you went to bed. AI has developed a sense of humor, yeah, as in a genuine sense of humor, not just sarcasm. Yeah, I heard that too. It's like I was saying earlier. I did kind of like a werewolf short. I don't know if you saw Al, but it's really weird. It turns me into a werewolf. Nothing fancy, just goofy AI. Well, I did one for Fallout where it sketches you out as a horror character, and it looks like there's a half a human standing behind me. And I'm like, Gemma texts me and goes, man, what is the deal with that one? Looks like it was trying to start a human, another person behind you, because it was just me sitting in a chair. And I got to looking at it. It does. It looks like the eye was starting to create another human, like somebody standing behind me and stopped. And then I started seeing. And then last today and last night, I saw videos where people are doing these AI videos, and like past relatives who have been gone for years are like showing up in the backgrounds. It's creepy. No, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I'll have to look for it, and I'll have to find that one. It was the cap cut, so it's nothing I did. Good old cap cut. I've been messing with their eyes with my glasses on with things that you probably shouldn't wear glasses. I messed with it just to see what kind of results I get. I did a Joker one with my beard was all fluffy, and it looked weird. Just playing with the AI, see what it's capable of. But that kind of freaked me out when she noticed it. It was kind of weird. I don't think it's posted on here. It's on TikTok. So if you have TikTok, you might be able to find it. It wouldn't let me post it on this. I deleted it before I realized I could post it on this. I was like, oh no. But I've started posting stuff on here now. But yeah, if you do AI stuff, especially with your internet and they have the AI background and all that, watch it because people are seeing some weird stuff. And especially when it comes to past relatives or friends. It's like this lady goes, they're showing up all over the place. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to tell these people. Is it the AI? How does an AI know about these people? Is it that knowledgeable about who you are? This one video, this girl's doing a routine dance or something, and the AI is doing its thing. And her grandfather, who's been gone for years, you see him passing the hallway. And she's like, it freaked us out. Like, that's him. It was him. What's the AI? How'd the AI know about him? Or even how to have a personal conversation anymore. There are plenty of actual humans. Yeah, I know. And I don't mind people using AI for certain things, but this is where that's where things go. Some of these people get too personal with them. Could be a problem. I mean, a kid actually committed boo-boo himself because of AI, because he fell in love with an AI. Do you live on a paved road? Do I live on a paved road? What do you mean? I've made a lot of AI avatars of myself and family. I use PixStart for that. I'll have to remember I'll have to go check that out. I'm trying. Right now I'm just messing with the Cap Cup stuff just to see, because it turns into cartoons and stuff. But I've seen some weird stuff in some of those. In fact, a couple of mine that I didn't post because they creeped me out, and I just dumped them. Next time I won't dump them. I'll have to show them to you guys. But I am pretty creepy guys. I think somebody else has brought that one up too. I'll have to check it out. Thank you, dear. Appreciate it. Have you heard of used the app called the reversal mirror? Supposed to show your real face. Ooh, interesting. No, I have not. I have to look into that. The reversal mirror. Actually, that sounds like something that could lead to something bad. Check out and see what I can find out about it. Never heard of that one. Has anybody else? I'll have to check that out. Before I do it, I'll have to learn a little bit about it. That sounds kind of creepy, actually. I mean, your home address is it on? Yeah, I'm in a neighborhood. I'm in a suburb, Worthington. I'm approximately about 15 minutes away from Ohio State University campus. I mean, I'm there. I mean, I'm far enough away to stay away from the craziness, but close enough that it wouldn't take me long to get to a football game, other than sitting in traffic or any other spot, or even concerts down there. Yeah, I live in a suburb. I wish I lived in the country. Now, when we lived in Sunbury, that was nice. It was a small little place. Now it's all huge, full of people now. I'm going to try to catch up again. I'll post a link to your self portraits. It's really good at editing app. I recommend to everyone. I've been using it for years. Really? Okay. Yeah, because I wrote it down. I am definitely going to check that out. I'm going to check out that reversal mirror too. That sounds kind of creepy. I'm going to have to look into that. Oh, it's bad. All right. Be careful. Oh, I will. I'll research it and look into other comments about it and stuff. Oh, believe me, I will look into it. But that just doesn't sound right. I don't have them posted yet. New England. Yeah, but have you ever go to her channel? Yeah, let me post a link to the channel. I love her stuff. Where are you? Stop. I don't want to see myself. There we go. 1 second, and I'll post a link to her channel. Got to find it here first. There we go. Hopefully it works for me. Last time I tried to do this, it kept sending everybody back here, which was really weird. There we go. There it is. There's the link to her channel. And yes, I do check it. I try to leave comments. Have you done anything new? None of you. Sometimes I don't get notified. I didn't even look to see if you had anything new on my home planet. On my home planet, no matter where I go, everything looks like. Yeah, I'm sure out there. None of the roads are paved. Actually, there's no pavement anywhere. That's like when we went to see her grandparents out in Colorado. Her grandparents lived in Estes Park, and on the way into her grandparents' place, even though it was like in a neighborhood that was scattered throughout the mountain or mountain range, not a big mountain, but it was scattered around inside the. Actually, it's inside the national park there, the Rocky National Park there. Um, their driveway was nothing but gravel and dirt. But man, it was a neat little house. I've never thought once to create a video of just my avatar. Actually, that's actually a good idea. There's always a 6 inch base on all this ski slips year round. Oh, I used to love to ski. Wasn't very good at it. Colorado sucks. Yeah. Actually, Denver, Boulder, I've gone down the tubes. Estes Park, I haven't been there in a while. I think the last time I went out was when we brought her grandmother back. That was a while ago. I'm sure with all the paranormal people going out there to the Stanley Hotel, I'm sure that's become quite a tourist town now. I mean, when I went, I loved it. I wasn't real fond of Boulder, though. The people in Boulder seemed kind of. But when we got to Estes Park, I mean, we were in a small community, quiet. Got up, fed the deer, watched hummingbirds fly around my face. Kids loved it. They were in heaven. I didn't want to leave. When we went out for the honeymoon, I told her I wouldn't leave. Estes Park, it's like right up, tucked up there. You know, there ain't no wonder why you go to the Stanley Hotel and look at that place. Now it's a little more built up there now, but when I went, it still could give you the creeps, even though it didn't have all the stuff they keep putting on the front of the building that's not in the front of the building. Yeah. One of the best days of my life was putting Colorado. Yeah, I don't blame you, dude, because I know a little bit about that. Not much. None of my real business, but from what I understood, you were probably the best thing you ever did was leave that place. There isn't even any dirt in Colorado. There is just crushed up rock. That's probably true. Yeah, it's no organic material. It is except yeah, I'll agree with you there. Something not letting me tell you about the mirror app. Really? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I do want to check that out. When you come across creepy stuff like that and the people are using it, I gotta look into it because it doesn't even sound like a good thing. Yeah, and if you have information, if you do have information on how to get the app, let me know. I mean, I'm sure I can find the app. It's probably not a problem. I want to see who made it. How long has it been out? Has it been tested? Because a lot of people test this stuff before they release it. That's like Randonautica. I don't think people realize what they're messing with when they do Randonautica. That thing, that's not a. I mean, if you keep it playful and simple, I don't think you're having a problem. But when you have intent and you're given strong intent to look for something weird or freaky and you're expecting it, you're never into something good. I gotta let somebody let it fly in the house. I hated Colorado. So glad to be back in. I bet you are, sir. I bet you are. The rampant development was. Oh yeah, they were. It was looking like it was growing. The last time I went out to bring her grandma back, that little Estes Park town was much bigger. Now, there are still areas that are still quite cramped that they kind of, I think they've tried to keep the building out of, but it is definitely growing there. And Boulder, when we went back, when we got to Boulder that last time that I went, I was like, wow, what happened to Boulder? I mean, it wasn't great the first couple times I went through it, but that time it was hurt. The Denver blob is absolutely rapid. My images stayed the same. Nothing changed except for a bright white light around me in the image. When you did it, you've tried the app? Interesting. I wonder if it tries to read your aura. Interesting. Still chatty? Wow. Yeah, we're still talking. Yeah, I'll probably stop here about 12:30 or so. I don't want to go too late. Pop has an 11 o'clock doctor appointment with his ear doctor. So, but, if people come in a little late, I want to kind of give them time to hang out a little bit, right? It makes people look like demons and monsters deformed. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I find it, Randanonica is kind of a boring there with a creepy situation with an alleged ghost. There's been the app itself is magic based with math, and it's just statistics. It's just weird how they have it working. I couldn't explain it if I wanted to because I'm not very good at explaining that kind of stuff. I'll be honest. Some people have really, a lot of the stuff you see on YouTube, though, I would consider probably staged or fake, but there are some ones out there that are very real. I had a friend try it with his girlfriend, or his soon-to-be wife. They got married for the second time. Congratulations, Jim. I know he watches. He'll tell you their experience. They intended for something good to happen. He said it totally went the opposite. They ended up in a dark place, in this dark area. Down. Oh, excuse me, one sec. Downtown, in downtown Columbus, in between the Lausers building, which is a storefront. It's an office building now, I believe. And another place, and an alleyway, and there's a go-go bar down stuff. And they were like, why did it take us here? This was supposed to be like a happy thing. And they end up watching some guy get boomed. And I was like, how'd that end up to be a good day? And they freaked out. It was like they couldn't have timed that any better. And it was weird. It was like they were they end up being witnesses. They end up having to testify on it. But it was weird. So I don't know. But I know that I've heard some strange stories come out of that. I have to go, Dragon. Take care. You too. Yeah, we're pretty chilled here. So have a good night, sir. You get some rest. You can probably see me over the weekend. Depends on what's going on. I got a lot to do, and I got friends in. Well, hopefully twins will be around. I don't know about her brother, but I know she sounded pretty roughed out. They travel a lot. They're involved in a lot of things, and he was over in South Korea for a while, and then they met up, and she left, and they're just good friends of mine. Another brother and sister from other parents. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully see them Saturday. That's about the extent of my weekend. It's other than that, it's working. So have a good night. Have a wonderful one, sir. And I'll let Gemma know you got my email. Just give me a yell or let her know, email her, and I'll tell her to check her email. So, okay? Have a wonderful night, sir. You sleep well. Have a good day tomorrow. My prayers are always with you, sir. It's also requested for microphone permission to listen. Yes, I heard that too. Now, I didn't know that until somebody told me a while back ago. Chatting, gathering data. Yeah. So that's the thing about a lot of these apps. A lot of people don't realize, when they start allowing stuff, they're just opening themselves up to other things too. But that's how I personally feel. I mean, you don't have to worry about the hackers. That's not only the hackers and everybody else that's listening in, but there are other things that use our airwaves and everything for their own little good too. If you believe in that stuff, and I know a lot of people in this room probably believe, that bad things can travel through the airwaves and through your phones. There's a reason why they call it a black mirror. There's a reason why they call it a black mirror. It's like I took my mirror out of my room. So I had to. I got up one night and for some reason something told me not to look in it. Usually I covered my mirror when it was in the room. When I went to bed, I'd cover it. I don't know why, but I always did as a kid. But my grandparents were pretty superstitious. But yeah. But these things listen to you. I'm not real big on some of these phone apps. These ghost apps on the phone. You kind of wonder about them too, if they're AI generated. In fact, probably all of them are now. Catton, the ghost was at a known historical museum, and it was standing on the front lawn. Didn't get out of the car to check it out, though. Oh, really? Wow. Now, that's an interesting story. And ghosts are weird because you might go back and never see it again, and then go back. If you can remember the exact time and day you went, there's a big chance if you go back, that ghost might be standing there. Because when it's like a replay, some of that stuff is like replay. But it's creepy. Allegedly, at least you got something. Some people have actually found off bodies and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what started it all. Was those kids finding the suitcases. That's what really started creeping people out and wanting to make people. Now you got these. There's still guys out there making these videos where, oh, we did Rent-A-Car, we did this, we did that, and they show you on this take you on this little journey, and it gets sussy after all. Actually within the first 5 minutes, it gets sussy. It was really late at night. Yeah, if you can remember the time and date, and go back on that time and date and see if it's because 2 to 1, it's like a residual. I can never say the wait. Let's see what. I just tried listening to SR, and the host just had a preschool hissy fit, emotional meltdown on live on air. Was that Dave Scott? What do you have for the breakdown? No, I don't know how much he talks now. I know he still does his thing. Every time I look at a mirror, there's creepy apparitions from other dimension. Yeah, I'm not, well, when they use black orbs, and if I said that right, because like I said, my vocabulary sucks. My vocal speaking ability. Anyways, a lot of those were made out of those crystals, and a lot of people believe they used them as telephones, and they could watch people from them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's another one of the gifts handed to us from the fallen angels. Well, I wouldn't say gift; it's more like a curse. People don't really know what they're delving into. And he shut down the live stream because he was being bullied in the comments. Really? I wonder if he'll even put that on the stream. If he'll put it up, put it for replay. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, Latra. Some people I see creepy stuff sometimes. I've seen some of my creepiest stuff. attached to people in mirrors. To see the person in the mirror, and then I see what's attached to them, and then turn around, it wouldn't be there, but when I look in the mirror, it was there. I've had that happen a few times. That's wild. I don't know if you're checking it out. I left SOR after Dave got into it with me. Oh, would you end up bullying him? Because New England said he just shut the stream down. That's bad, Lacho. Behave, sir. I tried to get the app to take me where some little people live, and I ended up in the back of an alley of a nice neighborhood. Didn't see anything. Interesting, because the Fae, if it's a nice neighborhood and there's a lot of kids, they were probably there. If you're looking for little people like the Fae, and I mean Fae in a general term, like elves, gnomes, fairies. That's category in Fae. You probably know that. Anyways, it wouldn't be surprised me. I believe that was one of the when I really realized I was seeing stuff as a kid. It was in 5th grade, and I was watching these little shadows following other kids around on the playground, and it didn't dawn on me until actually about 4 years ago. Well, actually about 3 years ago, that there was possibly Fae. I was seeing like the shadow of the Fae following them. So it's highly possible that there was something there. You just didn't see. You should, when you do that, you take pictures. When you get in a situation, just start taking top pictures. You might be surprised what you might find. I left after. Yeah, Dave. He's crappy. He's a crappy interviewer. I stopped watching SR when I drove. When Dave canceled Gems and said stuff about her. Oh, we won't even go there. We'll just leave that where it's at. Because he said some things that weren't cool. And it wasn't just him. There was others involved that were just full of BS. But that's another day for another time. And this is not the place. But yeah. This is that I knew good people that still hung around the show. So I would go and listen and check with them, say hi to them. But I never stayed long. I was never a fan of it. I was more listening to Dave for other people than I was for Dave. Though he was kind of shocked that I held on to a show by myself. Gemma broke down one night, so. But yeah, I was hoping to see it. No, well, he might have been there, sweetie. But those things, they're sneaky. And 2-1, you were probably looking for it, and it was probably watching you. That's like my dad talks about, he grew up in Chillicothe around Mount Airy and stuff. I mean, these are good little mountain ranges. And he swore all those years as a kid growing up, running around those hills and those mountains and all that wilderness. He never saw anything. I said, dude, it was probably because, one, you guys didn't talk a lot about a lot. I know a lot of the grown-ups in your family didn't bring a lot of that stuff up. I hear stories now, but I didn't hear them when I was growing up. 2-1, he saw you, was watching you, but you just weren't paying attention or even thinking about looking for him. Not that it would, and then even if you did see him, you probably didn't even acknowledge it. And he's that type of guy. He's more into UFOs. I got a fly flying in my room. It's driving me nuts. Spaced Out Radio. Yeah, Dave Scott. Who's this? I don't think. I'm not. Yeah, Spaced Out Radio. He's been around a while. UFOs, Bigfoot. He had his program's been around for a while. Gemma actually used to do a weekend show for them. Weekender show with another guy and a couple other people. Shame they started changing it and Dave started messing with the lineup. I mean, he had something going there, but the sad thing is you don't get he making the bank, not that. But yeah, it's Spaced Out Radio. I mean, sometimes they have really good shows. Sometimes He still has good shows, but no, he's not a great interviewer. I mean, he has his moments. But yeah, go. I mean, all I can say is go check him out. But some things went down when Gemma was there that exposed, kind of really showed a lot of these people who they really were. And it was pretty sad. Uso, how you doing, sir? You just missed Nighthawk, Mr. William. I smell strife? Who needs to ditch thought? No, you're good. Oh, good, sir. Are you just being silly? Yep, you're just being silly. Yeah. How you doing, Uso? Not sure. I'm trying to catch up with chat here. Everybody's having a conversation. It's moving pretty good, so I'm just going to let you guys talk. That's why I haven't signed off yet. When there's people talking, I don't mind. His appointment's not until 11. I want to get up. I got to do a few things before we go. It's all phone related, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, he's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, if you go, it's out of curiosity. He's on YouTube. It's Spaced Out Radio. But yeah, I don't. I will. I'm mixed feelings about him, but it's not, most of it leans to the not so good side. And but I can't say that for everybody that does streams for him, because a lot of there are good people that does streams for him. But there are also some. A lot of the good people, pretty much, I think, have left. But there are some good people there. It's just he's not. Jays, man. You mean as you're talking about the Impossible channel and his other channel, Jay? Yeah, I like Jay. Actually, I've talked to the guy. He's a real nice guy. If you ever get a chance, try to get into his Discord. His Discord is always hopping, man. He's got a great Discord too. These Dark Adventures is crazy. Wow, you guys sound like your marriage is setting up a plan. She's up in Canada there, New England. I miss White YouTube beta. Yeah, I've been with watching YouTube since it first started. It shows you how old I am, which is really not old. But the only time I really was away from it the short time we had when we were having kids. And then when I finally was able to get back on, I was working 2 jobs, 1 job, dealing with kids, going to baseball. Really didn't have time. But man, as soon as when we split up and I started, and the doctors kind of told me I had to quit working, it was getting like really hard to stay up because I don't sleep, and the tremors and the twitches were getting bad. They made me quit. And but that's when I kind of realized, I'll just go back. On nights when I couldn't sleep, I started watching YouTube again. But the old days of YouTube was probably the best days. And I'm not saying there's not good stuff going on now, but you were things were a little bit more crazy. DAA is in Ohio. Wait. D's Dark Adventures. Yeah, it's up here. I thought that sounded familiar. Yeah, that's the one that's up in Ohio. Isn't it that place? Wait. It's not old Dark Adventures. I know we have a restaurant here that's a horror themed restaurant. I'm thinking of a different place. I'm sorry. Now, Uso, what can I read what you say, good sir? Dave is a weenie. Yeah, he is a weenie. I'll agree with you there. Night God 333 just had a video about volcanoes and how they're dragons seen around volcanoes and in the lava biochemistry of the accommodation chamber inside dragons that allowed them to breathe fire. Hey, dragons are real. They were real. They're still around. We just don't see them. Not yet. Our time's coming now. We will see them again. But that's a different topic. But I like the fact that you brought that up. I'll have to go check out that video. I know who that person is, so I'll go check that out. Dave's a personal experience encounter did not pass this smell test for me. Yeah, some of his DA. Okay, dragon corpses around the ground. And okay, actually, along with some giant bones, they've supposedly found dragon bones. But of course, you know, they cover that stuff up. So you got to go dig in the deep, dark corners of the internet to find anything about it. D-Doc Adventures on YouTube. She does her investigations in Ohio. Oh, she's a channel. I just thought you were talking about a place because I knew there was a word, and I was totally lost. I didn't know she was in Ohio. That we had a person like that in Ohio. Okay, cool. Well, we have a bunch of Bigfooters in Ohio, and I know there's a couple other paranormal MT, or there's a couple guys stationed from here in Ohio. That I do know. I didn't know there was a lot of, I guess, well, just about every state has a few thousand streamers, so I guess I can't say anything. She does her investigations in Ohio. I'm going to have to look her up. I have to write that down. Ooh, I'll check her out. I always check out the Ohio channels. People from Ohio, my hometown. I've been just about everywhere here. I finally told Dad, man, if you knew all the crazy stuff I was doing over the weekends, you thought your older brothers were crazy. I wasn't doing crazy stuff. I was out there looking for goofy stuff, learning my state, craziness of my state. There's a guy that takes videos of clouds that are shaped like dragons. It believes them to be dragons coming out to say hi, and some of these clouds do have a dragon shape. There was this one guy. I don't even know if he's still on. I don't remember his name. But in every photo he had, he would find 1,000 things in it. Like there was a photo of a mountain range, and there's nothing but trees, and some of them were changing colors. And he was saying, "Can't you see all the giants looking at us?" And I'm like, "What?" And I mean, some of his videos were kind of wow. It's like, dude, what are you taking? What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I have a good eye for stuff, detail. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know if he's even still around anymore. But yeah, there's some interesting clouds formations out there lately too. So that would not surprise me if someone did look. Huh. You know this guy's channel? I want to go check him out. Mud Fossils. Now, Mud Fossils, he's been around for a while. I'm seeing I even check out his stuff. The man's full of information, a lot of information and stuff I've researched. Not for him, but because of him, I went and researched. He's into that. He is talking about that hidden history they don't want us to talk about, but he just calls it, Mud Fossil. Because there's a lot of stuff. He's into everything. Landscape, his biology, yep. That's like they were talking about the dragon's eye there and wherever it's at. This is a big, huge round ball in a cave. It was a mining cave. And he believes it's an actual dragon. And it looks, the way everything in the cave is set up, it's like they accidentally dug up a dead dragon. Or I would say, what is it? I wouldn't say petrified. But Mud Fossil University, yeah, it's a great channel. And he's so good at the way he talks to people and talks about things. It makes it as simple as possible. I think he had NDE and was corrected to dragons. Connect, but yeah, and an NDE. Oh, okay. And I will try to find his channel. interesting because I've had some NDEs too. Um, and people come out of those, people see things differently. Um, so yeah, it's possible I actually be seeing him in his own eyes. So yeah, if you find his channel, let me know. Either leave it in the comments. I just posted my address. So if you want to go back and look for my email address, or hell, you can send it to me. Yeah, I like channels like that because it's interesting. I did not type a thing. I just made myself bigger. Poor, it ain't no wonder why this poor woman yells at me when in the stream when I do that to her. Gemma, bless her heart. Oh yeah, yeah. If anybody got channels, if you can't post it, and a lot of you don't have wrenches tonight, Chris. I don't know if Chris is probably watching TV, but he's probably also listening to in and out. There's quite a few people in here that need wrenches. I'll have to make sure I'm writing names down. His channel is called Dragon Cloud. Okay, thank you. Check that out. I'm a dragon guy, as you know. Thank you very much, dear. Appreciate it. That's one thing. I got my Book of Dragons. I got to get me a new one. So this one's pretty basic. This is kind of like a teddy book. I need to get my other one, but this was cool. It's got all kinds of like little neat samples and stuff. See? Look at the eye, how the eye works. I mean, it's like kind of for a pop-up book. The art in it is fantastic. Amazing stuff in it, like the feathered dragons. I got a couple more I got to unpack. That one is going to do a little thing about. I got too much stuff on my. When we had the fire, I didn't unpack a lot of stuff. Now I'm regretting that I should have been a little more picky about what I unpacked, so I can add some of my research books out. I know that channel, and it's called. No, that's not it. I'll have to go check them out. I like that stuff. I like Mob Puzzles. He's great. Has his face on his profile pic wearing glasses, etc. Okay. I'll find it. Yes, I will find. I'm pretty good about finding that stuff, so I'll find it. Nope, that's not it. 13. When are we going squat? Netter's a good guy. Don't let him scare you. He's in Vermont, aren't you, right now? But yeah, I'll check him out. I mean, I like checking out new channels. I had to get rid of a bunch of channels. I was overflowing myself again. It was getting too hard to keep up. I'll probably have to do it again too. There's channels I watch for a while, and then I kind of grow away from them, and I add new channels. A lot of the channels, though, that are most of the channels that are on, you can see, are the main ones that I probably watch. If I don't catch lives, I go back and watch the replays and stuff. And you got to go back and watch your replay. Did you stream tonight, Al? Are you up like a permanent fixture on Paranormal Portal? Forgive me, Paranormal Portal, or is this just a show you did? A guest on, work on the glutes type of squad. Yeah, I know what he was talking about. He's a character. Get out of here, fly. Yes, I am. Okay. So on Wednesday nights, what time do you guys start? so I know to come and watch you before I stream. At least see a little bit of it if you're. I'm a moderator there on there. Okay. Yeah. What time do you guys start? Do you guys start while I'm on? Well, I start at 10. And you always seem to pop in here, what, about 11:30, right? When you do pop in on the weekdays? Same time you start? Oh, okay. Just don't run as long. 10 o'clock? Okay. Yes. Good breeze. Yeah, can I go back and watch that? I should start going back and checking them. I'll have to make sure I hit the subscribe button. That's right. Do I need to change my night so I can bug you? It's me. It's for me. It's 8 to 10, but I'm Mountain Time. Yeah. Yeah, you're a little. What? 2 hours, 3 hours behind? 2 hours behind? 3 hours behind? 3 hours behind? No, I think it's 3 hours. You're 3 hours behind, right? Or 2 hours behind. I always screw that up. That line always screws me up. Also has shows on Friday and Saturdays as well. Oh, okay. Do you guys do the shows in the afternoons or evenings? Because I know you usually show up a little bit after I start on Saturday nights too. And for you folks, thanks for hanging out with me. I got 10 people watching. Wow. Thanks for hanging out. You got something to say? Come on in and join chat. If not, sit back, relax, enjoy. This is Gemma's channel, but most of you know that. I'm going to do a little promo here. Her premiere upload on Mondays that has the live chat will now be on Tuesday, like last night, Tuesday night. Well, actually, yes. Yeah, Tuesday night at 10 p.m. ET time. She wanted to do a later start since the spooky stuff was actually New England's idea. And she did really good with reviews and stuff. So we're going to keep them there for right now. I'm here on Wednesdays at 10 and Saturdays at 10 p.m. ET time and Saturdays at 11 p.m. ET time for Gemma's replays. And then Gemma has Oracles, which is the most important stream for right now. At Friday nights at 7. Well, she starts at 7:15, but she's been starting early, and it will go to usually goes to about 10. She starts pooping out about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and that also depends on how many people, because she doesn't like to turn people away. I'm closer to the West Coast. It's always evening sometime. Yeah, okay. I got you. You're 3 hours behind. Okay, that sounds about right. I just was screwed up. I do that every time we do this time thing. I get the time thing, and it's where the placement is. I always screw up when it switches over. It's like I went to Kansas to see my daughter, and I forget it. They're only 2 hours behind. So, and I kept thinking 3 hours. She goes, no, Dad, we're 2 hours behind. On planet rural small town New England, the moon is 10 times bigger and 10 times more romantic. Listen to the man. Listen to the man. All right, folks. I'm going to light up my other half of my cigarette that I've been waiting all day, too. I've been real good. Every so often, I got to sneak one. So forgive me. Same here. My brain goes through gymnastics sometimes when we're trying to figure out time. It's crazy sometimes. You know, I was just talking about I have friends that are twins. They're born a girl twin. They're characters. They're both, let's just say, highly involved in things. Not bad things, but good things. He was in South Korea, and she left a little while ago to go meet him in Japan. And to watch them come back here when I saw them last Saturday when they came back together. They both were so out of whack. And he says, I've done this all my life and I still get screwed up. This still screws with me. So yeah, the time thing is always. Have you noticed too? The sun has been coming up. Like our sunrise today was supposed to be like at 6:20 or something. I swear it was brighter than that way earlier. That sky was pretty lit up like at 5:30. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I've noticed that a lot lately. And it seems time does seem to be going a little faster. But then again, I am getting older. Who figured out where the new day begins? You know, in biblical terms, a day is morning, sunrise to sunset. That is a day. Night is not included. That night you're supposed to be in with your family with the doors house shut. But biblically, a day is one real day. Sunrise to sunset. That's a day, according to biblical terms. Yeah, I noticed that this morning. Yeah, it seems like there's a couple times over the last few months I'm up anyway. I mean, there was one time I didn't sleep at all for like 3 days. And I'm realizing, man, is the sun come? Am I that tired? And no matter what I tried, I couldn't go to sleep. But I was noticing the sun was like, it was getting bright. You know, dawn was getting early. It was dawn, sunrise was like, I mean, even though the sun wasn't out, it was bright. I'm like, why is it so bright at 5:30 in the morning? And I noticed this for a while. And apparently I'm not the only one noticed it because I've heard a couple of people talk about it. And it always seemed to, and I don't think them messing with the clocks, these time changes, we have to do that daylight saving time crap. I think we could do it without it. Or they did it for school kids. I build my German ends. Man, you're up too late. You're getting slap happy there, New England. I'm not used to you being up this late. That's wild. Wait till I tell Gemma. New England hang out with me all night last night. He actually stayed up that late. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. You know, they always say, you know, the census is you keep an eye on the skies because what happens to the sky is going to tell you what's going to probably happen on Earth. Yeah. Stupid fly, go away. No, don't tell her. I'm going to tell her. You know I will. I'll probably talk to her in the morning. That's the first thing I'm going to tell her. Odin, you're going to get in trouble because you're up past your midnight. Up past your bedtime. I'm glad you hung out with us, New England. It's nice to have you hanging around. You'll get a kick out of that. But then again, like I said, she'll probably watch us. A lot of times the east of the sun, east at sunset, there's a light as if the sun is coming up, even though it's in the west setting. I've seen that too. I've actually seen footage of that. There's a lot of it out there of that happening. Actually, there's a footage of a lady. The sun is setting where there's a sun. It looks like it's covered in smoke. And she goes, that can't be the sun because the sun is setting over there. And she points and turns the camera and you can see where the sun's setting. And it wasn't a moon. I've never seen an orange moon like that before. I mean, it looked like a small sun. There's a bunch of those out right now. Well, I'll be, oh, they're fake. No, they're not fake. I'm happy to be here. Well, it's good to have you, dude. I'm glad you're here. Tomfoolery. Yeah, you're having fun. That's good. That's all that matters as long as you're having fun. And we're being haven. Like I said, I don't want to get Gemma in trouble. This is her channel. I actually posted a video of mine. I haven't posted any of the ones I've done yet, but I might. Actually, I'm thinking about posting them on Rumble, but I may post them here and see how they do first. And actually, YouTube's a good test market now. But then again, I've seen people start here and not go nowhere and then go over to Rumble and really kick butt. So, and that's the newbies, because I'll tell you what, if you're trying to start a new channel on YouTube now, it's a fight. You better have a good gimmick. And half this stuff doesn't even make it in the algorithm unless you have billion, trillion subscribers and been with YouTube for the beginning, or have contacts. But I can't knock those people. They've been at it since the beginning, so you got to give them credit. The weather fool says it was because of the, well, yeah, I saw that. Actually, there was a guy playing the weather report saying that as he shows it, and it's like, nah, no. Why is the sun setting over there? Might have been perfect weather conditions, timing, and placement for her to see that. I don't know, but she was freaking out. She goes, there's just no way that's the moon. Because she actually thought it was the moon. And she's like, I've never seen it. I mean, it literally looked like an orange ball. I mean, there was no detail, no nothing. It looked like a small orange sun is what it looked like. Now, some of it might have been the smoke, but how do you explain the sunset over there? It was like weird. And I've seen like a number of videos. There's a video that they took down about 3 years ago out of Antarctica. And it showed what looked like two suns. And people freaked out. And then all of a sudden the video was gone. It was gone. I mean, I couldn't even find it on the deep web. I looked. I couldn't find it anywhere. I mean, they wiped it clean. Don't have a phone, was in a car. The phone was home. My problem is I don't think about the phone until the last minute. But I'm getting better about that. Good God knows, you know how many times I've tried to take pictures of the things I see? I try to take pictures of things I see all the time. Heck, I literally chased that black-eyed kid that I see all the time in hospitals. I chased him around for 20 minutes after a doctor's appointment because I saw him. And I tried 3 times to take a picture. And either it was two people with a blurriness in it, like they were moving. So I couldn't say, oh, that was him, because there's people walking and he was standing in between them. And then one picture I tried to take a picture of him standing in front of the door, and I took like 3 pictures right off rip. Every picture had somebody standing in front of me, and you couldn't see him. But when I take the camera on, he'd be there. But I chased him 20 minutes until he went, and I don't know if he went through the door or opened the door and went through the door, but he went into a part of the hospital I couldn't go. So it was like, I get in trouble if I go. So I did. I don't know if he knew I was following him or what the deal was, but because I don't think he knows I see him. I honestly don't. There was one time I had questioned it, but I don't think he knows I see him. But I only see him in the hospital. And I've seen him a couple of times. A year or so ago, he's every so often seen me with a little girl, a little boy. But the last few times I've seen him, he's been by himself. Now, when I was in the hospital 3 days ago, not too long ago, I did see him. But it was like, as soon as I tried to focus in on him, he was gone. But I know it was him because he wears bib overalls, a red and white striped shirt, black hair. He's probably about 12, I would say anywhere between 12 and 14 years old. He's kind of tall. He's creepy. He's pale, as pale can be. Not much features, except for the whole eye area is just solid black. I asked nurses, do you see him? And they were like, what are you talking about? Well, but you're in a hospital, so I wouldn't doubt if you were seeing something. I've actually had nurses say that to me. If I could just get my hands on Gemma, I'd get her to start doing squats, you and squats on her shoulders and do a personal transformation. Bulgarian split squats. You and your squats. You and squats are going to have to go do some squats. See if you can put him on your shoulders and do some squats. Squats. Squats not a way of life. You need a shirt that says squats are a way of life. And everybody will think you're talking about squatches, but I do my Tai Chi in the morning before everybody gets up. Do it when I think I'm going to actually lay down and go to sleep. I'll do it before that. In the middle of the afternoon, I disappear a while, go do a good hard workout. I'm losing the weight. A lot of this weight was because of prednisone. But I'm getting there. Mike Metzer said that squats was the single best exercise anybody could do. It's a good exercise. I'm not knocking it. Walking's just as good too. But I do a good fighting technique workout that I go down into the forest. One day I got a little carried away and came home with some bruised hands. It's good for frustration too. Stretching your hamstrings while squatting is awesome. Listen to these workout pros. Yeah, well, when I was training, we did a lot of squats, leg pulls. I don't have the high kick I used to have, so I rely more on these now. Though I can use my legs if I need to. I'll make this workout hour. Everybody take 10 minutes to do 10 minutes worth of squats. Women that do squats are, now you behave. You behave there, Mr. Newington. Netter, as she calls it, as Gemma calls you. So, did you learn that Gemma is a Gabby woman? Bless her heart. That's one thing. I went to visit her. I think the whole time I was there, she's probably watching this and she's going to get mad, but I think the whole time, all the times I visit her, I think all the time, the whole time I visit her, all the times I was there, I maybe said a whole paragraph all put together. They're all talkers. I love it. I just sat back and listened to the ramblings. I'm going to see you Friday night if you're at the show. Hopefully, depends on when the twins want to hook up, because they might want to hook up for breakfast. But I usually try to stop in if I'm not too pooped or I don't get too busy. I didn't stop in last Friday because I just had other things I need to take care of. But I did enjoy the Sunday show. He was just in here. He was like, man, he got so many comments on that show. It was a good show. And the chat was flying. It was really good show. I didn't expect to go on with him. I'd figure, oh, heck, he's been asking, so I at least got on. Carl was pretty much the show. I liked Carl too. And I listen to Nighthawk. I mean, like I said, a lot of times I don't comment or say anything in chat because a lot of times I have him on the background when I'm doing other stuff. It's just like when Thursday nights and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursday nights when Moggs and Stevie V's on. I'll have them on in the background while I'm doing work or other things. So listening to the conversations. I don't get to see much of the chat, but I get to hear them talk. So. I know you won't be here Friday. Did you tell her? I think you told her in your in one of your comments, didn't you, that you weren't going to be around? She's going to be mad at you, man. Better watch it. She might come up behind you with that shave some of those. Make it so you can't do squats for a while. I'll be car camping. Yeah. I'll remind her if she asks. She'll probably leave you. She'll probably tell me to give you a timestamp. Do you want a timestamp, Rhodey, Mr. New England? If you want a timestamp, tell me now and I'll write it down. That way I know to keep in mind to make her do a timestamp for you. Oh, I know you text her. I know you talk to her. Along with about 50 other people. So, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, I figured she knew. Yeah. It was good, and a lot are asking for part. Oh, really? A lot of people are asking for part 2. Interesting. I didn't know. He didn't say that. But he asked. I know he wants Gemma on because he wants to talk about the Glimmer Man. It's just getting her. She's got so much going on right now to get her. Sundays are her best. So I told him either let me know what would work for him on a Sunday, and I would let her know. And if he couldn't get a hold of her directly, just to get a hold of me, and I would make sure she'd reach out to him. Yeah, I thought about going back on. I do these for fun. My streams are for fun. You know, I'm not a great host. I just kind of go with the flow with you guys. I pretty much, that's why when the chat's not moving, I get kind of quiet because you guys are the conversation. I try to let you guys have fun. I just, keep Gemma's rules and make sure that we stay on bound because even I've crossed those rules a couple times and I don't want to get her in trouble. So, yeah. I'll take a TS. My absence is excused. Yes, for you and Carl again, really. Wow. Yeah, I like Carl. Stretching your hand. You guys. I'm going back and rereading comments because I don't want to miss anybody. I try to at least see everything. Maybe another depending. Maybe depending on another depending. Yeah, I was just going with the flow in that day. Like I said, I'm not the talker I used to be because of my ability, my issues, or whatever. Talking is not as good as it used to be. I have a harder time now. I'm noticing pronouncing words. I used to speak a little bit of Japanese. I barely can say names now. And there's certain things it should be easy for you to say no. You don't know what goes on in here. I'm thinking it's just getting it out. It's like all this knowledge up here. Someday it's going to come spooling out and it's going to sound like a bunch of gibberish. I need to do more squats, so I ride my bicycle faster. There you go. It was the angel subject that's not discussed as much as demon. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't talk about the good as much as we talk about the demons and the cryptids and the ghosts. And there are channels out there that discuss that stuff. It's just in some of these groups, you just don't really hear a lot about that stuff. And it's like I told him earlier when he was in here, I really didn't say a whole lot other than, I had an encounter. This is what it was. I didn't go into details. The Lady in Light still comes visits me. I still have conversations with her. And she seems to know when the right time to show up. Sometimes, she shows up behind me. I've had one, I was somewhere and I actually had somebody say, I see something behind you. And I usually know what's around me because I keep this whole area pretty clear and free as much as I can. It's pretty sad. I can stop certain things, but I can't stop seeing what I see. And God knows I could use a break some days. I get them, but not for very long. Yeah. A lot of biased and tunneled vision. Yeah, well, when you start talking about angelic stuff and religious stuff, it's kind of like politics right now. People are divided, and it makes the conversation hard. That's why Gemma asked not to have politics on her channel. Not while I'm doing streams, is because people get divided, and there are good people here. On both sides. I don't look at people who you voted for, what you voted for, what you stand for. But there are a lot of good-hearted people that come in these chats, come in her streams. Why I do this stream is because of you people. If I wasn't comfortable doing this, believe me, I wouldn't be doing it. And if I'm missing a night like last Saturday, I wanted to be here, but I was just hurting too bad, and it was just in no shape after being stung and all jacked up. I just was in no shape to do it. I'd have been here for Gemma's replay. Now I'll be here this Saturday. I should be. It's like all you folks in here now, and Al and the women. I make a special thing about the ladies. I miss Edna. I know she's got a lot going on, but she was one of the reasons we were up till 5 o'clock in the morning gapping on this stream. On I believe one of my midnight streams. Vixen. I mean, everybody comes in here. Chris, all you guys come in here with knowledge. I just don't think how many of you realize how much knowledge you have. Is it really 111? Oh, it is, isn't it? Well, it just changed to 112. I'm over my time. That's all right. It gets her views. I'll tell you what, folks. You all up for me, and you guys want to stick around till 1:30, and I will have to call it at 1:30. Usually I would stay up, but I got a doctor appointment. During the week, it's hard for me to do the late ones. Go from like 10 to 2, 3 o'clock. Because I would if I could. It's just too hard during the week because I got to get up and do too many things. But Saturdays, I usually don't have a problem with it because Sundays, I usually try not to do anything those days anyways. I end up doing stuff, but at least I get to sleep in a little longer if I fall asleep, if I actually sleep. But I do have, during a week, it was just too hard to do the all-nighter and get up and deal with him and try to get stuff done. But yeah, I'll take it till 1:30. So why don't we do this? You guys want to keep chatting and rapping? We'll go to 1:30, and I'm going to call it at 1:30. That's in 15 minutes or so. I probably won't watch it tonight, but I do have it written down. And I will look for it. I have to check it out now. It's on Tubi. I got Tubi, so I'll go check it out. Now, we'll call it bedtime at 1:30. Unless you're tired, sweetie, I understand. It's still early for you. 1:30 here, that means if I get lucky and get to sleep, because I never go right to sleep after I leave here, do this, I end up pacing for a good an hour or two. Oh, they should watch it. I will definitely watch it because I got to check that out. I don't remember that one. I bet as soon as I sit down and start watching, I'll probably remember it. That's a cool one. Horror in the High Desert 1. Yeah, I'm going to definitely check it out. I've probably seen it on there. I've probably seen it before. I've seen so much, especially when it comes to stuff like that. Usually I'll know within the first 5 minutes if I've seen it or not. But I'll definitely watch it again. Since it was recommended by you. The Last Unicorn. My daughters love that. Both of my daughters love that movie. That's like was it is it Nemo? There's a one Nemo in Dreamland. Nemo Nemo in Dreamland. That my oldest daughter just loved that movie. It's an anime. But yeah. Glass Unicorn, I remember seeing that at theater. I think I took a date. Which was rare because I was always working. It must have been somebody I worked with. I want to go see Last Unicorn. Oh, that's a girly movie. Oh, that stuff. Let's go. There's a tarot deck made with the Last Unicorn theme. Is there really? I'll have to find it. I'll have to go get it and send it to Gemma. Gemma. Do you have it? If you have it, post pictures. I'm going to check it out. I bet the artwork's really nice on it. That's what I always fascinate me is the artwork. Yeah, I know it's free on YouTube. I think it hit its copyright a while back, a year or two ago. So I noticed it started popping up all over the place again. Usually when you start seeing a movie pop up all over the place, that means that the copyright ran out. Oh, how will you be watching The Last Unicorn when you're ghost hunting house in the woods? They're free YouTube movies. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to catch everybody up. I got the it's free anywhere if you have uBlock. Everybody, Chris uses Shadowbox. It's on Temu. I didn't get it. Is it on Temu? Oh, Gemma's favorite site, Temu. She's been posting calendars, the calendar she got from them. They had St. Patrick's Day on July 4th, I think, and then there was another one. Oh, Columbus Day was in August. It was hilarious. I mean, they had it all screwed up. She'd been posting and laughing about it. But yeah, I'll have to check. I'll tell her. That would get a kick out of it. It must be too loud. Somebody's up move. I gotta be quiet. Pop's probably in bed. Son's probably asleep too. Gemma's fingernails are on Temu. Yeah, probably a lot of those are from Temu. Well, Amazon and Temu. She likes her fingernails. I commented on one of Gemma's YouTube shorts about her gemstones. Temu is the best way to go instead of the rock and gem show. The problem was, I think she had ordered some gemstones from Temu, and I think one or two of them turned out to be fake. So you gotta watch. Then Temu has its issues. So, yeah, the rock and gem shows they get a little pricey. It's like we did Para Unity in New Jersey. That's the last time I've been to Jersey. Some of the tables weren't too badly priced. You could tell there was a little competition going on in there. There was some nice stuff. I got me a couple things. Got her a couple things. But yeah, they're a little pricier at those places. You go to there's a gem store up the top of the street, and she carries all that stuff and tarot cards. She's real pricey. I was like, holy crap. Go and get this. Some of this stuff are way cheaper. Plus, we have Indian caverns just north of me, the old Tangier caverns, and they now allow digging for gems. And people are finding some nice stuff. So I may go up here sometime this summer when it starts to cool off. We get a good cool day and go up there and see what I can stumble into. Do a little digging. Everything on Team Music. Well, it's all Chinese made. Most of it's Chinese made. All of it's Chinese made, I should say. Now, I've heard some of the crystals are real. And, I mean, people have gotten good stuff from it. It's just you got to be careful because they do try to slide into fakey crap too. I'd rather go dig myself myself, get better quality. Oh, totally, yeah. And I got a place up here I can do that. Those nails weren't. Oh, none of her nails. Now she has real nails. They're not bad, but she likes those long ones. Not everything I've seen. Yeah, there is nice stuff on Temu. I've seen some really nice stuff too, and good reviews. So, but people like to pick on it because it's Chinese based. Right now, China bad. But 3/4 of our products come from, almost the majority of it does. I think I was ducking my date proposals. Well, New England, you're coming off a little strong with the squats there, buddy. And I believe she has a man, young man. What from China isn't fake? Actually, the people are pretty good. Did a little layover in China on the way home from Japan. Stopped in Hong Kong too. Hong Kong was cool, but not like I thought it was. Sorry about that. Enough about China. Workshop project. Yeah, yeah. Well, you're talking about something that is made here in America. Nothing like a good old. My brother has an old Les Paul hollow body that belonged to my great grandpa. He used to play bluegrass. You can only get what you can get in your area. General turquoise is hard to get any. Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true. Now, I do have some friends. We have people here in chat. I don't know if they're here now that live out in New Mexico, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. But it's explicable. Yeah, China's not a good place. What they their propaganda says is opposite of what really goes on there. I watch a couple guys there. I know friends that have been there that still go there, and one of the twins been there a number of times, and I've heard. I know. I miss a lot of things in the chat because I'm busy doing something while listening. Just an FYI. Oh, you're all good. I'm the same way. I may not look like I'm moving a lot, but my legs are going 1,000 miles a minute. I'm trying not to do this because I've caught myself doing this in Gemma stream when I wasn't paying attention. And like I said, this is probably the only time you'll see me sit as long. Even when my son goes, well, every time I come home, you're sitting down. I go, well, that's because you come home and I just sat down. But I'm up and go, go, go. I'm always moving. I can guarantee you once this is over with, I do things too. I know you do. You ride bikes, cause problems. No, I'm just kidding. You're a good man, New England. Despite the fact that you've playing looking for a date on here. But I believe Al's a taken woman. I could be wrong, but I believe she does have a boyfriend, right? Oh, that'd be, but that's none of our business now, is it? Yeah, I'm a spaz too, Al. I'm constant emotion. But it's like when I sit down to do these streams, it's nice because I feel good. Just I am fidgety. You know, I'm constantly shifting. It's me trying not to get up. I actually thought maybe setting my computer up separate. That way, when I get like this, I could stand up and still keep streaming and talking. It's just I don't know how you guys would deal with me pacing and stuff. I can get moving. Yes, I do have a boyfriend. for 11 years now. See? So behave, New England. If I look for dates anywhere else, few people know how to have spontaneous conversations. Yeah, and that is sad. I think people are just afraid to talk to each other because that's how much they've got us divided. I mean, a lot of times when I'm one of those people, I'm like probably a few of you people where you're standing in a store and all of a sudden somebody just sees you and all of a sudden they'll just say hi, and then next thing you know they're telling you everything. I'm one of those people we get like that. They come up, they start talking. I don't. That has slowed down quite a bit. Now it's like people look at you, and I have a hard time with it because especially if I'm seeing an attachment on that person, it's even more uncomfortable because I try to be pleasant because I don't know what's going on in their lives and why that thing is attached to them. And it takes me a little bit of time to figure out if it's a good thing or a bad thing because usually I can tell. Or if it's something I don't understand because I've run into a few of those too where I'm like, what is this thing attached to? It's like Gemma took me to the hospital and, one time with her, a couple times I went up to visit her, take her to go to her appointments, and the addiction demons, attachments, it's just, I call them addiction demons because that's what they are. They're just demons. Are just insane. I was probably one of the, I'm uncomfortable. I'm comfortable in a hospital because I spend a lot of time in the hospital. Often, not a whole lot, not as much as you used to because it's been spread out. I'm getting ready. I'm due to have tests again. They do tests every 4 months or so, 5 months. But I have to go to the hospital. I'm not uncomfortable there. I just get tired of seeing the crap I see. And hospitals are one of the worst places. And nursing homes. Police stations. Gas stations. Gas stations are worse. Gas station and grocery stores when it comes to just seeing attachments and just random people. Everybody's buried in their own mobile phones. Yeah, that's another thing. I carry it for convenience. And I don't use half the apps on this. I really don't. TikTok, because she's got me on TikTok now. I did it for her because she asked me to. I know a couple other people on there that did it for her. I don't wander too far in TikTok. It can be kind of a cesspool. I was on a long time ago. Same thing with X. And it's probably just as bad. It's probably really just the same. I don't think it's X, Twitter hasn't really changed as much. Why do tweakers love to hang out at gas stations? I don't know. Tweakers love to ride BMX bikes too. Yeah, they do. Well, that's probably the easiest. They're the easiest to steal. I'm just kidding. That's harsh. I'm sorry. Usually because the gas stations say you leave the bathrooms open, but a lot of gas stations now lock their doors. What time we got? Man, it's probably 1:30 already. Aha, it is. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. I hate to do this, but at least try to go to bed. I got to do a few things before I go to bed too, but I got to get up and move. Folks, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was kind of a weird conversation topic. Everything started off from Superman to this now. Please have a wonderful night. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good Thursday. Thank you, Al, New England, Latro, Uso, Chris for coming in, even Area 50. Thank you for popping in at the very beginning there and leaving a little message. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And Vixen and Edna and Cindy Lee, if you come and watch, I want to say hello to you ladies. Missed you tonight. I know Vixen gets busy. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody because I like to try to So we got Uso, we got Latru. That was pretty much it. Nighthawk, thank you, Nighthawk, for coming in. I should have said him too. Everybody, thank you for all you folks hanging out in the background. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Thursday. I know I already said that. New England, go to bed. I bet you're tired. You're way past your bedtime. Nah, time to go count the Rams, the sheep. I'm in one of those moods. I'm getting tired. That's probably another reason I need to get up and move. Get my brain functioning again. I feel like I've been sitting on it. That sounds awful, but I enjoyed my time with you folks. Have a wonderful one. Yeah, and I feel bad because a lot of you guys just came in. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Please, again, I can't alliterate enough. Have a good Thursday, and I hope I see you guys here Friday for Oracles. Remember, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., Tuesday nights, ET time, our Gemma's new upload premieres with the live chat. I should be hopefully there this Tuesday, but I will also be here Friday and Saturday. So good night. I'm rambling. I'm getting tired. Not tired as much as I am, just getting rambly and anxious. Have a good one, folks. Peace out. Much love.